Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back like a crack addict.
Hello.
Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody's having a good time. Uh, like I said, welcome back. This is the D&D Sportcast. Smash that like button, please. We want to be on that algorithm. Smash it like you're making love to it, please. If you're coming in, even if you're watching later on, just smash that like button, please. Other than that, I guess we'll get right to it, Danny. We'll go right into the MLB standings.
All right. So, un momento, because I don't write them down on the sheet. Because there's no need. There's no need to. All right. So you'll do the American League for the National League. In the NL Central, the Brewers are in first. They're 49-40. They got a game and a half lead over the Cardinals. They're 48-42. The Pirates are 38-50. Cubs are 34-53. And the Reds are 33-54. Damn it. In the NL East, I have to relight my joint. In the NL East, the Mets are 55-34. They took 2 out of 3 from the Braves this week, which was a big series. Atlanta's 2.5 out. They're 53-37. Phillies 46-42. The Marlins are 41-45. The Nationals are 30-59. In the West, the Dodgers are 56-30. They got a 7.5 game lead over the Padres. They got 50-39. Giants 44-42. Diamondbacks 39-49, and the Rockies are 39-49.
Jesus.
Cellar dwellers.
All right, so let's go. Let's see where we're at with the American League. We all know the Yankees where they're at. So the Yankees 61-26. The Rays 47-40. The Red Sox 47-41. The Blue Jays 46-42. The Orioles 44-44. So that's pretty good for the Orioles.
They're on it. I think if they win tonight, they'll be on a 10-game win streak.
Yeah. Oh, a 10-game win streak? Jesus.
Yeah, they're almost just as hot as the Mariners are right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Then in the Central, we have the Twins 49-41. They're up 4 games. The Yankees are up 14, by the way. The Guardians are 43-43. Excuse me. The White Sox 42-45. Tigers 37-52. Royals 35-53. The Guardians and the White Sox. Guardians are behind 4 games. White Sox are 5.5 back. In the West, Astros 57-29. Mariners 46-42. Mariners are behind 12 games. The Rangers 40-45, behind 16.5. The Angels 38-50, behind 20. The Athletics 30-59, behind 28.5.
Show how it goes tonight.
I mean, well, like we've been talking about in these coming weeks, up to this point right now, Seattle, Boston, and Tampa, and possibly the Guardians are looking at a wild card spot.
Toronto too, but even though Toronto just fired their manager today, which for the life of me, I get it because you got to figure over the last couple of weeks we've been looking at the standings. The Blue Jays went from being in second behind the Yankees, now they've dropped down to 4th. So I don't know how many from here it says they've lost 2 out. They're 2-8 in their last 10.
Who?
The Blue Jays.
Yeah, 2-8 in their last 10.
I just don't see, for the life of me, I don't see why you fire your manager midway through a season.
Well, their projection was way higher, bro. You know,
yes,
they were supposed to be in first, or like in all due respect to the Yankees, they're having a great season, but nobody saw that coming.
Not this good of a year.
So let's say they were 53 and
34 or something.
34, shit. Right? Then they're only 6 games back, 7 games back.
Something like that. But I mean, the Blue Jays, you're still competing. You're competing with the Red Sox, the Rays. Yeah, the Mariners and the Orioles, they've jumped into it. You know, the White Sox kind of still in the mix. The Guardians are in the mix, but I just I feel like since they're still really in it, like why would you shake up your team like that?
Yeah, that made no sense to me. I don't understand why they would do such a thing. At least wait it out to the All Star break.
After the All Star break, because you figure we're a week away from the All Star game.
I guess maybe wait till August. Then I guess at that point,
But then by that point, you might as well finish out the season. I mean, how much worse can it really get for Toronto? I mean, unless the whole ceiling collapses and the whole foundation falls apart, I really don't see them.
Well,
I don't.
you know why I could see it. It's because simply just this. The Orioles are 44-44, and they're only 2 games back of you guys. And
What do you
where they
mean?
were projecting they wanted to
mean
be,
Toronto, yeah.
that right there, that's like they're like, all right, hold up, you know.
I mean, yes, it doesn't look good, but that
No,
no one expected the Orioles to go on a tear over the last week and a half.
yeah, but still, for Toronto, the way they looked at it, it was.
They should still be. Yeah, they should at least still be in second place at this point.
I mean, they're only what, like a. Let me look at that again. They're only a game out, a game and a half out of second place.
Still, like,
I don't know. I could agree with it. I mean, I'm a little shocked by it. Yeah, I guess everybody would be, but I'm not mad at it. Now,
no, but
now,
it's
now,
a head scratcher. Literally,
if the whole ship sinks, then yeesh.
I mean, it's looking like it could, but I just I don't see it falling apart that bad.
I mean, the Mets just
I mean,
completed their series for the National League to at least give them some space
I mean,
and a
give them
leg
little
up
bit
on
more.
the Braves.
I mean, they got a 4 game set against the Cubs to finish out the first half. So realistically, you'd love to see them win 3 out of those 4. And I don't know who Atlanta's playing, but I mean, for Toronto's sake, even with as bad as they've been playing, they're still tied with Seattle for the second wild card.
Yeah.
So essentially, they're like a game and a half out. Yeah, you're 2-8 in your last 10, but come on, man, don't fire your manager now. Don't abandon ship now. Stay in the hunt, make a addition or move at the trade deadline, and fucking get back at it. But
I mean, the Brewers and the Cardinals, that's going to go all the way down to the stretch, it looks like.
I really believe it will. Honestly, it's going to turn out like the like the NL East between the Mets and the Braves. Honestly, I believe the Mets and Braves play that last series of the year, which is October 3rd to the 5th.
Yeah.
So I really believe it's going to come down to that final series. I really do.
I'm going to wholeheartedly disagree with you.
Well, you think the Mets are going to pull away before that?
No, I think they're going to be up about 5 games, 6 games at that point.
And that 3 games not even going to matter, even if they get swept.
Exactly. At that point, Buck should just rest everybody.
I would.
Yeah,
I mean, I would start them. Get them. In there 3 innings and then pull you.
Yeah.
Just to get.
Yeah, we're not out here to kill anybody. We're trying to just get by.
No, and we're definitely trying to compete for a World Series.
Yeah, exactly. So I just believe the Mets will be up about 5, maybe 6 games at that point, to where that series doesn't even matter.
I mean, hopefully. They play a couple. They still have to play the Yankees twice. I know they play. I think when I looked at their schedule, I think it's like 3 or 4 other teams over the span of the over August and September. But I mean, from the most part, if you look at their schedule from here on out, it looks very winnable. It looks very favorable.
Well, who does Atlanta play next?
I'm gonna go find out right now.
I got you.
They have Washington again. So they played Washington this past weekend. They played us, and now they got to go on the road and play the Nationals again. So I think that's going to be a 4-game set. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But
Um, I mean, if the Nationals could do you guys a favor and take 2 games away from them, and you guys can take 3-1 on the Cubs, you're looking at least let's see, two. y-
2.5 is like 4.
Yeah, and just keep
And
I would say just keep building on it.
right. Hopefully, I mean, just gotta win more than you lose.
I mean,
That's how they get to the ship.
I think the NL West is essentially just the Dodgers and the Padres. I mean, the Giants
Yeah.
are 500-ish, but the way that the Cardinals are playing and the Brewers and then Atlanta, those spots are going to be taken. So it's going to come down to the Padres, Cards or Brewers, and then Atlanta.
Yeah.
So,
No,
so
I
think
agree. I mean,
the Braves are definitely going to make the playoffs, 100%.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Dodgers are gonna. But the good thing is that the first and 2 seed get a first round bye. They don't have to play in that wild card weekend series or whatever it's gonna be.
Well, just keep on the pace you're on. At that point, like that's why I said, you know, like I said, to sweep, you wanted to sweep the Braves, right?
Realistically, that wasn't
Wasn't
gonna
gonna
happen.
happen. But it could have. Game 2 was looking iffy. It started out almost
Yeah,
like game 1 in a sense.
Yeah, until fucking Peterson gave up that 2-run fucking meatball to fucking Olsen in the 5th or 6th inning. Right then and there, I was like, yeah, this game's over. I knew it in the pit of my stomach. I was like, yeah, this game's over. They're gonna get. I wouldn't say it was emotional damage, but I just shook my head. I walked off into the kitchen and I got myself a cold beverage.
I mean, I only saw a couple innings, and it was like 0-0. So I was like, all right, it could be another nail biter like it was the other night, right? And then I seen it was 4-1. But you guys responded in game 3 very well, 7-3 win.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't catch it. So
Lindor had a good day.
exactly, but you gained more space. It went from 1.5 now to 2.5, right? Hopefully,
Right.
it goes like that way in the Braves where they split with Washington. And you guys walk away with 3-1. Now you're looking at almost another 2 games on top of this, and then it goes to 4.5, creating the space. And then, like I said to you weeks ago, or maybe off air, the Mets have to go for the gusto now. This is the time to go for the gusto. Put your pedal to the metal and start going for that number 1 seed. So then you have home field advantage throughout.
Yeah, no, that would really be ideal, but I just don't see them catching the Dodgers. I mean, I think the Dodgers still got to come to LA.
You guys are 1 game behind the Dodgers.
No, I know, but I'm not gonna say that because the Dodgers are
Who they
the
are.
Dodgers. Yeah, I don't see them catching them unless the Mets rack up like a
1 game
10-game
behind, dude. That's why I said start going for these wins. Start putting pressure on the Dodgers there because the Dodgers are gonna feel comfortable. Oh, we got home field throughout the whole playoffs, this and that. If you're on their heels and you overtake them at a point for 2 or 3 games, now the pressure's on them.
Yeah.
Now those games for them count more. And I think it would be ideal for you guys to literally have number 1 because if you guys have number 1, it'll make it easier for you guys to go to the World Series.
Not even that, but you got to figure if let's just say the Dodgers get the first seed, and now let's just say come NLCS, they play the Dodgers. Those first 2 games are in LA, and I'm not saying I like this team with their ability to win on the road, but for some reason, whether it's this team, the team from 20 years ago, they can't seem to win on the West Coast. Yes, they just got out alive this year. I think they went 5-5 on that trip, but the West Coast has always just been real shaky ground for them.
That's why you.
So I'd like to see them, get the first 2 in New York, and if you can get out to a 2-0 lead, going out to LA, splitting those 2, and then coming back.
No, it's you play 2-3-2.
That's how it is now.
Yeah, so 2-3-2. So I mean, you win it. You win the 2 games at home. Say you win a game there.
Now it's 3-2. Now you're coming back home 6-7.
Exactly. No, not even 7.
But I'm saying
The way you guys play this year, I don't think it's going 7. If you guys smell blood in the water, especially if it's like this, you run the first 2, you go to their house, you lose the next 2, and then that last game on the road, you take that game. Now you just took all the momentum. And then you go back to your house, and then
game 6. Yeah.
Yep. Have a nice day, sir. Saying. Thank you for contributing, but I will move on.
No, I hear what you're saying. You know,
dude, they got to be the
I'm Pickle Rick
of the league this year. You know what I mean? Just taking people. I mean, look, it's baseball. You lose a couple series.
I would say the Yankees have more kind of been like that. It's like
of their conference. Of their conference.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers too. You know.
Did you guys split with the Yankees?
We didn't play them yet this year.
No, you played them a 2-game set, didn't you?
Not this year, not yet. Trust me, you would have known when those games are going on.
When is that?
I think the second week of August, I think, and then I think like a week later. Honestly, no idea.
Hold on. Tuesday, July 26th.
Oh, that's the first series.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right after the All-Star game. Excuse me. That's cool. All right. I'll be looking forward to that.
The Battle of New York.
Yes.
Look, the records could say whatever they want, right? And now, if the Mets were the old Mets, where they were like, shit at this time, then it didn't really matter who won. You know what I mean? Because one team was going to the playoffs, the other one wasn't.
I mean, at this point last year, the Mets were fucking. They were halfway in the shitter.
Essentially, I'm excited for that series. I can't wait to see that series.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so let's move on to the All-Star selections.
Okay. I'll start off with the National League. The catcher for the National League, Wilson Contreras from the Cubs. First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt from St. Louis. Yours truly, Jazz Chisholm, playing second base from Miami.
Hell yes.
Shortstop, Trey Turner from the Dodgers. Third baseman, Manny Machado from the Padres. Outfielders, Mookie Betts from the Dodgers, Ronald Acuna from Atlanta, and Jock Peterson from the Giants. Now, Bryce Harper was supposed to be the designated hitter because he's still recovering from that broken thumb.
Mm-hmm.
William Contreras, the brother of Wilson Contreras, is going to be the designated hitter. I think this is going to be the first time ever that two brothers are going to appear in the same All-Star game.
Yes.
I think
it's the first time ever.
No, I think Aaron Boone and Brett Boone did it one time. I think.
Yeah, but they both sucked.
Well, Aaron was better than Brett, but.
Well, we obviously know that.
So that's pretty cool. Their pitchers, Sandy Alcantara from Miami, David Bendar from Pittsburgh, Corbin Burns from Milwaukee, Luis Castillo from Cincinnati, ours truly, Edwin Diaz, Max Fried from Atlanta, Tony Gonsolin from the Dodgers, Josh Hader from Milwaukee, Ryan Helsley from St. Louis, Clayton Kershaw from the Dodgers, Joe Mantiply from the Diamondbacks, and Joe Musgrove from the Padres. Now, you want me to go over the reserves or just...
Nah, we'll just stick to that.
All
right. All right. I'll just start with the pitchers for the American League. Paul Blackburn, first All-Star selection, Oakland. Emmanuel Clace, Cleveland, first one. Garrett Cole, I don't know how he went, whatever. We'll move on. Fifth, Nestor Cortez, first. I think he deserved it. Clay Holmes, he definitely deserved it. Jorge Lopez, Baltimore, I guess. Alex Manoah, Toronto, first. Shane McClanahan, Tampa Bay Rays, his first. Shohei Ohtani, LA, second. Martin Perez, Texas, first. Gregory Soto, Detroit, second. Framber. We don't even have a funny name this fucking week, but I'll tell you one thing. That covered all bases for me right there. Framber
Valdez.
Framber Valdez from Houston. And then Justin Verlander, Houston, ninth.
I think it's gonna be. I think pitching is gonna be Verlander versus Alcantara.
All right.
I know Alcantara's going for the NL.
American League catcher Alejandro Kirk, Toronto first all selection. First base Vladimir Guerrero Jr. second. Jose Altuve, Houston is eighth. Third base Rafael Devers, Boston is second. Tim Anderson, hey Jackie, Chicago White Sox second. Outfielder Mike Trout, LA his 10th. Aaron Judge his 4th. Giancarlo Stanton his 5th, and DH Shohei Ohtani his 2nd.
Word.
So, who wins?
I'd like to see the National League win. Obviously, I'm a Met fan, so I always root for the National League. But I don't know. I don't know what the exact number is, but I think it's like the American League has won like 12 out of like the last 17 or some shit like that or whatever it is.
Yeah, because
They've
the factor that
dominated.
DH.
Huh?
Don't they play? Yeah, they play DH right in the All-Star game, so it really doesn't matter.
Prior to this year, yeah, they did. The pitchers. I don't recall the pitchers ever hitting. But still, I mean, the only reason why I'm not so like I don't really watch them anymore because the year that they decided to take away the X factor where whoever wins gets home field advantage.
Yes.
The year they took that away, which I think was like 3 or 4 years ago or whatever it was, 5 years ago.
No, it
I
might be
really
longer.
I really just stopped watching. I was like, I really don't care.
Because there was no importance to it.
Nope, not at all.
I mean,
This was the only All-Star game from all the sports that I actually truly would look forward to every year. The NFL was at the end of the year, and it's like a fucking, it's like fucking,
and it just bridges the gap for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but never really cared for it too much. I always did like the festivities though, the fucking throwing the balls into the circles and shit like that.
The festivities.
You know, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Pre-game warm-ups.
Like fundamental, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like precision passing and all
Or
that.
the fucking dodgeball they do. I like that. I like that.
That'd be funny. That'd be
Right?
fun to watch. That would be funny to watch.
But I'll go with the National League just for the hell of it.
I think the All Stars. I think the AL has too many gunners.
I was thinking that too.
I think it's just got too many gunners on it. Trout, Judge, Stanton, Ohtani. I mean, right off there, rip. That's.
I mean, not if you look at the top half of the
and Vladdy.
Yeah.
And then Jose Altuve, Rafael Devers,
right.
Tim Anderson.
It's nothing against these guys, and you know Paul Goldschmidt. I've always been a fan of him since he came into the league. But
well, with a name like Goldschmidt, how could you not like him?
Wilson Contreras, I'm not like I said. It's nothing against the kind of player you are. It's nothing against how good of a year you've had. But it's like you're looking at these names like Wilson Contreras, Jazz Chisholm. I'm even gonna say it like Trey Turner. Yes, he's one of the elite shortstops in the league, but it's like
motherfucker.
If you look at what Altuve's done over the last 5 or 6 years, and you look at the other guys at the top of that list for the American League, it's like I think they definitely hold the edge. I mean Mookie Betts, Mike Trout. I'd rather have Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Acuna versus Stanton.
I'll take Acuna.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like a preference with that one. And then Jock Peterson versus Aaron Judge. Come on, man. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it is.
Now, if Bryce Harper was the DH, maybe I'd feel a little bit better.
Over Ohtani?
No, I'm just saying overall as far as picking the National League to really win it. But between Harper and Ohtani, obviously, there's no comparison. I would take Ohtani over any of these guys on both sides. Fuck out of here.
That's because his power level is...
It's over 9,000!
All right. Who's in the Derby?
Pete Alonso. Ronald Acuna. Albert Pujols.
Yes.
Granted, I don't see him winning it, but that's dope. And imagine if he does. Imagine if he's the one to prevent Pete from winning it 3 years in a row. That would be something.
All right, so we got Pete,
Juan Soto, Kyle Schwarber, and there's still 3 spots that need to be filled.
All right. Kyle Schwarber. I think Otani should sit this one out because after last year, I noticed after he did the home run derby for about a week or two, his swing was off.
That's kind of like honestly, it's not just with him. It's happened to other players in the past. But granted, some it hasn't really had an effect on. I mean, damn it, Pete Alonso it didn't make a difference. But it's like I agree. It just it, like you said, you alter your swing in such a way, and it just some players it really affects their whole second half.
Yeah, and especially because a lot of guys go out there and they're trying to put on a show, but they
And
gas themselves, so they're
yes,
done for a month or two. But I noticed last year it took Otani about two and a half weeks before he was back to his normal self.
yeah,
It just changes your mechanics.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
a little bit. It throws your timing off for
Yeah.
sure. All right, so,
All right, so who wins the home run derby? Buying the other three spots.
I want to see Pete win it again. Obviously, that would really be nice. I mean, I think he would be the only guy, along with Ken Griffey Jr., to have done it and won it 3 times.
Wow.
Which I think it would be cool, for that to be. But honestly, it's an unrealistic choice. But I'm gonna say Albert Pujols. It's his last time. It's his last year. If he retires after this year, whether getting the 700 or not, and he wins the home run derby at the All-Star game,
No, I could see it.
that I would like to see.
I could see it.
If he wasn't there, I would say Soto for sure.
Now, this is for you, Mom, but the way I feel about it is definitely
No! God, please, no! No! No!
no. If Aaron Judge wins it,
Okay.
I mean, I think he is just the way he's swinging the bat.
I mean, he's not in it, but I could see him filling one
Isn't
of
he
those
in it?
last.
Yeah, he's in it.
No. Alonso, you can go look it up. Alonso, Acuna, Pujols, Soto, Schwarber. There's still 3 spots to be filled, unless he made the announcement today and I didn't catch it. Which
Oh, there's only 2 slots left.
really? Who's got who?
Julio Rodriguez.
Oh, he announced himself.
That's who I got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yo, fucking Julio.
I thought it was Aaron Judge. My
I
mistake.
like that. I mean,
That's-
he's young, but
It's definitely my fault.
You stupid!
Sorry, Mom.
get your shit together.
Yeah, I like that. I don't see why not, but he made like Aaron Boone and the Yankees may be like, yeah, no, you can't do it. You know how they roll.
Yeah. I mean, I always did like watching the home run derby, and honestly, I'm definitely watching that this year. I'm definitely watching the futures game for sure.
The futures game.
Yeah, Alvarez is gonna be in the lineup,
Oh wow. I thought.
so I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah,
I mean,
we should, because if one of these guys go ham, there's no reason why they shouldn't be playing in the majors.
Or at least if not get called up this year, they're definitely breaking camp with the team next year for sure.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I mean, I'll take Juan Soto. I think Juan Soto's gonna do it.
I could see it. I really can.
All right. Now moving on. Should the Yankees be concerned with Nestor Cortez innings pitched? He's almost at his highest, or he is. Let me check it.
It's a yes and no kind of answer for me. It's a no because they're gonna make the playoffs regardless, with or without him. And honestly, granted, he has been a big part of why they are where they're at, but I feel like they can definitely win it without him. I mean, granted, I'm not a Yankee fan, so I don't know what the rest of their rotation looks like. But
He's 4 and 1 innings short.
okay,
So there's a lot of baseball to be played. Now,
exactly.
the reason why I'm saying should they be concerned is, so he's at 93. Oh no, he's at 88 right now at the half, right? So I don't know. Do you move him towards the back end of the order so he kind of like gets a little bit more days off? or do you just ride him cowboy?
I
You know what I
don't.
mean?
That's why I said it's a yes or no because, and I explained why it's a no. Also, we don't know what they're gonna do with the deadline, but it's a
He
yes
ain't
of a
going nowhere.
it's yes of a concern because I think as far as from what I remember hearing on the fan, I think this is the most he's ever pitched in his career. Granted, he's been around for a couple of years. I think this is his second stint with the Yankees,
Yes.
but yes, it's a concern moving forward because you don't want to blow his arm out. You don't want him to have a dead arm. You don't want.
It's also he's a what is this? I think he's a first time starter. No, like they eased him in last year. He started 14 games, but he played in 22. Now this year he's started 16 games, and he's probably going to start another what, 10?
At least 10 to 13.
All right, so let's give him benefit of the doubt, 5.5, 5 2/3 innings, or we'll just keep it at 5, right?
I mean,
So that's
what,
another 50 innings.
but how much can you? That's what I'm saying. How much can you really? How much more can you push this guy? Can you put on this guy? Granted, I don't know how many of his pitches have been stress pitches, high leverage situations, and whatnot. And
Well, look what happened the other night versus Boston. He gave up 3 hard shots and fucking boom pulled his ass.
what inning was that by?
I think it was like the 4th. He pulled him in the 4th, dog. So I mean, I guess he's closely monitoring him. He's had a fantastic year, but I think that inning they got to keep that down. They have to.
Yeah,
But he does become a liability at that point, going further in the playoffs.
right. They should do what they did Seattle. They got this young kid George Kirby. They sent his ass down to the minor leagues or whatever it was for like the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. Plus with the All-Star break to give his arm some rest and just shut him down for a couple weeks. Just or whatever it was.
But, I mean, a lot of Yankee fans are probably going to be like,
How dare you?
but it's just for him. I'm not talking about Garrett Cole. Now, Garrett Cole's been fucking up and down like the economy, in the last fucking 40 years.
He has like those I hear about it on the fan. They talk about it on certain mornings when he has these kind of games. He'll go like 5 or 6 innings. He'll give up like 4 or 5 runs, and maybe they'll still win like 7-5 or 7-6. But it's like he wasn't good, he wasn't great, he wasn't bad, he wasn't horrible. It's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, yeah, I got 5 or 6 innings out of me. We got 5 or 6 innings out of you, but you gave up 4 or 5 runs. Granted, you have a good offense, but you.
Yeah, but I hate to tell Yankee fans that
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
he's not that guy. You know what I mean? He's up and down. Yeah, you'll get a game like that, and then 2 games later, you'll get a game where he goes 7 innings, 2 runs, 10 Ks, 1 walk, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good game. And then the next game, it's that 4 or 5 runs. Yeah, maybe they win. But when it comes to the playoffs,
Can't be like
you can't be up and down like that. And then you're
Nope.
gonna be concerned with Nestor's health. Now, granted, they're deep on the back end with their bullpen with Clay Holmes, and then now you're gonna get Chapman back at a certain point, and you're not gonna give him the close.
Honestly, Chapman's a red flag for me at this point in his career.
Yeah, but he's not gonna be your closer anymore.
No, but in the playoffs, I still feel he's a liability sending him out there in the 6th or 7th inning, especially if you're sending him out there as the first guy.
No, he's the setup man to your closer.
No, they're crazy.
I would make him set up.
In a 4-2 game in the 8th inning, he's not set. I don't know who their closer is, but
Their
I would
closer is
not.
Clay Holmes.
Oh, well, whatever. So then I would definitely not have him. No, not at all.
All right, so if they do it, then you feel that
Congratulations. You played yourself.
they played themselves if they do that. If he's fresh and everything's going good for him, that's a deadly fucking combination, 8th and 9th inning.
It potentially.
That could be something.
It's
But-
over 9,000.
I got a good feeling. I'm not the only Yankee. Well, I'm not a Yankee fan, but I'm not the only person, along with Yankee fans, that could feel the same way.
Yeah, but
I mean, I've heard plenty of them calling out on the fans saying, "Oh, this guy." That. So.
Yeah, but let's be honest. With true Yankee fans, they're just as up and down as everything else. Just like Garrett Cole. They want Gallo gone.
Well,
Some of them feel like
that's a given. The guy's barely hitting his weight.
But no bullshit. We went back last
He's
week
hitting
and
like 210, maybe lower than that. But
Yeah, but
he's below the Mendoza line probably.
All right, but
Or whatever they call it.
But last week we broke down the games he's played, and it's not even a full season yet.
Still, I know. Yes, we did go over it, but like.
But yeah, but so that now they're like, look, before the deadline, they're gonna be, oh, get rid of him, get rid of him. Say the Yankees keep him like you suggested, or whatever it is, they cut him or move on, whatever it may be, right? Then they're gonna be like, oh my God, I love you, Joey Gallo, because he'll save one game for them. You know, they're as up and down as Garrett Cole. So I think there should be concern for his Nestor Cortez's inning pitched, as well as Garrett Cole's inconsistency as it going into the playoffs.
Yes, the concern meter for me on as far as Cortez is not as high for you, but it's looking a little murky.
All right. I know you don't watch the Yankees. Next game he pitches, watch him. You tell me what you think.
I'd have to look and see when he's pitching next.
This is why I don't like moving up guys.
I hate watching the fucking Yankees.
I know, but this is why I don't like moving up guys from the bullpen to the starting realm. You're not built like that.
Yeah.
Look at what they did with Jabba. Jabba was a closer. He was a great closer, right?
And they bounced him back and forth.
Exactly. And then what happened? That essentially ruined him.
Burned his arm out.
And the Yankees have a history of doing this with Jabba and maybe others, but Nestor's probably great bullpen guy that can give you a setup guy that can give you 2-3 innings.
I think Nestor might be going tonight, my friend. Because I just looked at his stats and he last pitched on the 8th.
Well, if he's going tonight, what time is it? What time tonight?
Yes. No, Severino tonight.
All right. Severino, him too, man. He's flaky as well. Either he's sharp as a motherfucker or he's just off. There is no gray area with him. Yes, he could be an all-star. They have a great pitching staff on paper when you look at it.
Cortez goes tomorrow night.
All right, so that'll be a good look. Just tell me what you think. Because after that game, he'll be at his inning at least at or above.
Yeah.
Now, if Aaron Judge is really just going to go out there and have him pitch 4 innings every time just to keep him low, you're really, essentially, to me, you're burning out your bullpen faster than your starters just to save his arm.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a cause for concern for later. Not right now, but later, if the innings are going to continue to pile up.
Well, hopefully we'll see if they add an arm at the deadline. What they do with the deadline is going to tell a lot. That's for sure.
All right, let's move on to they hate it or love it.
All right. So I'll lead off with this one. It was an article I read, and I thought it was just like a joke. But then when I really read it, I was like, oh, me and D, we've talked about this before. Like not in a serious form, but if the NFL switches to hate it or love it, if the NFL switches to flag football, the league would become more exciting, and players' athleticism and it would show more. Grant, I'm just saying.
I hate it.
Because I read the article where they're actually kind of like.
No, they want that 3-on-3 flag football shit in the Olympics.
No, it was saying like where's football going to be moving towards in the future within like the next 20 years. And one NFL executive was talking about they're kind of like talking about eventually maybe moving to flag football or like some kind of somewhere in like that trajectory. Now maybe they don't, but I did read that article. Yeah.
Fuck that. I hate it. I hate it. No. All right, I'll watch the USFL then. I'll watch arena football. I'll watch college football.
Hell yeah. College,
No,
definitely.
no, I'm not. I'm not doing this bullshit flag football. I could play flag football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're taking like the whole contact, which the sport is founded on, contact,
Right.
out of it. You do that, I'm done. I'm done. So fuck that. I hate that shit. And if they do, it'll definitely be
Emotional damage.
100%.
If they do that, it's gonna open the door for a lot more bullshit, which is gonna lead into my second one when we get to it. But
All right.
yeah, that would be fucked up.
Hate it or love it, Julio Rodriguez wins the home run derby.
I love it. Only because I got nothing against them. And like I said, I've been watching the Mariners over the last this whole stretch run they've been on lately, and it seems like every night I watch this kid, he's hitting a home run, or he hits it to dead center and it's off the wall for like a triple, and then he falls on the floor and he tries to crawl into third and he gets tagged out.
Oh.
I seen that. It was hilarious. But yeah, no, I love it. I mean, granted, I want to see Pete win it again, but
You
in
wouldn't
general,
mind.
not at all. I would love to see it happen.
All right. And you know what the funniest thing is? Because I had thought Aaron Judge was in it, right? So I had to change it at the last minute. So it was definitely.
There's a misinput. You calm the fuck down. There's a misinput. Oh my fucking god.
So my bad. All right, it's on you.
All right. Hate it or love it. Would flag football. All right, if the NFL moves to flag football, it's going to pave the way for transgender players. Because we've already seen that in other sports. Well, I mean, swimming, what's the UFC, and like UFC is physical, so it's like if
Why? Because
as I was reading that article, all I could think of was like, oh, if that happens, it's gonna pave the way for now them to want to lean towards football now. They're like, well, we can play football now.
Alright.
Now it's not so physical.
Okay. It's a joke then. That's how I would view it. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Because in reality, men are more physical than women. We know this. So even if it's flag football or not, it's still going to show.
Yep.
It's still going to show. Now, even if you want to, people out there are like, oh, why can't women actually play in the NFL? Any father out there, me included, would I like to see my baby girl run a slant route across the middle and have Ray Lewis absolutely lay her fucking flat and knock her noggin loose?
Dude,
Emotional damage.
I bet you, and I'm not a man that gambles often. I bet you if one of them got laid out by Ray Lewis, I bet you he could probably definitely kill him.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Men, a man could die from getting hit like that. Maybe his neck gets separated from back or some shit like that. But in general, built more to take that kind of hit.
Exactly.
So
look, I'm not discouraging women from playing football. If you want to have your own league and your own league, not a league where you're out there, parading yourself in lingerie. Talking about actual, pads and shit. I'm all for it. I'll watch it. You know what I mean? So don't be quick to come up here, if you're gonna watch the episode and be like,
how dare you?
No. It's a biological thing, and if the NFL is gonna move to that, it's a fucking joke, and I pray to God it doesn't.
No, God, please, no.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it that we even had to fucking talk about it.
Yeah, but like I said, right after last week's episode, I think it was like a day or two after, I seen this article and I'm like I said, I thought it was a joke, so I clicked it to see what it was. and then it was like a whole half a page thing, and I'm like,
get the fuck out of here.
Talking about it or considering.
Yo, that's.
I'm like, Well, I guess I'll just have to watch baseball or basketball more
That's
during that time.
I think we're a long time away from that. Maybe 70 years. By that time, I'll be dead and gone. And then my mother, not my mother, my daughter can turn around to her kids and be like, yeah, this is not football.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if it happens sooner. I'm just gonna end it right there.
All right. Hate it or love it, Danny. And I hate you for putting me in that predicament, Tim. I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to forget that, you motherfucker. Hate it or love it. Chet Holmgren will be Rookie of the Year this season.
I love it.
I love it, too. I've been watching him play Summer League. I've been watching these Summer League games. Now, granted, I know it's a bunch of college kids transitioning into the NBA and playing against each other. I get it. But if he could translate half of what he's doing in these Summer League games in the NBA, I don't see why not.
No, I agree. Like I've seen a very little bit from him. But it's granted he's looked really good.
I think he's averaging like 15 points.
He's the only guy out of this entire draft, or for sure, the top 5 that I even knew anything about.
Man, how I go to look up his name and it gives me Cheetos. Fucking Cheetos. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, but I love it. That would be dope. 100%. I got no problem.
Man, you ain't got his goddamn stats. Give me his motherfucking stats. Let's see. Well,
Think,
no game. Oh man, it's some bullshit.
What?
This is why I don't like fucking ESPN. Fucking bullshit. Excuse me.
How's ESPN bullshit?
Because I want to know his stats. No NBA games logged in. I understand it's the summer league. It's just still a stat. Can I fucking see it?
Right. Yeah, I guess they're not. I mean, I'm sure someone's keeping track of it somewhere, but
Jesus.
All
Alright, here we go. Wait, he didn't play the last game? Oh, come on. Whatever. Fuck ESPN. Alright, you're up.
All right, hate it or love it. Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs are the next Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey duo. Because there was an article I read a while back about this. Well, not that long ago, and I was like, yeah, because Aaron's on his way out the door. Ramsey's getting
Probably
older.
gonna get traded or go somewhere else, and he'll be gone in a couple years.
Either way, yeah, So, I mean,
Hate it or love it, huh? Well,
yeah.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
I love it. I hope so. I do.
That would definitely make them 100% legit then.
Yeah, but then you got to lock them down. You got to build around them, and then hopefully Dak can get his shit together.
Yeah.
All right, hate it or love it, Danny. Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded to the Texans.
I love it. I mean, I'm not saying they're a threat, but essentially now you're going to be relying on this new kid, Lance or Nance or whatever it is.
Lance or Nance?
Yeah. So
Trey Lance.
there you go, Trey Lance. So that, because they were a playoff team last year, so that would kind of essentially take one more team out the picture. But, and me, I'm not a Jimmy G fan, so like whatever, I don't give a fuck.
His health and his consistency is the issue with him. So, if you can keep him upright and healthy, right, and give him an offense which he can run and have faith in, he could be of service to an organization. Is he your starter after 5 years? Definitely not. Is he your starter after 2 years? Possibly.
Right.
But you can compete in that division.
Yeah.
I mean, that division is not far off from being fucking, like, Indianapolis, they need a quarterback. If they don't get a quarterback soon, all that work on the offensive line and the running back and the defense is gone.
And for them to take that 1 year shot with Matt Ryan, what if you guys go like 11-6 or 11-5? Or, yeah, 11-6. So then that essentially, and depending on who the quarterbacks are coming out the draft next year, that could fuck you guys.
Yeah. Tennessee, they could be on the skirts soon.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, they're still trying to get it together. We won't know what they have until we see what they do this season.
I think it's going to be more than just this season before we can really see what they have. I mean, unless we really see Lawrence make a huge jump, then I really think it's still going to be like, oh, he looked kind of good this year. Well, we'll see what he does next year. It's just going to be like for the next two. I think if he's that good, 2 or 3 years of like, and then blows up.
Yeah, but so, all right. So depending on how good they do this year, we may be able to use that as a measuring stick for what we're expecting out of him to go above and beyond that.
Yeah.
So you still have them in a flux. Tennessee could be in a fucking down route soon. Indianapolis could be in a down route soon. You get Jimmy G there for a 3 or 4 year deal, you may be competing for that division, my friend.
Could, yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
All right. You're up.
Hate it or love it, Robert Griffin returns to the NFL.
Stop it. Get some help.
I read the article the other day where he was thinking about making a comeback.
Boy, stay your ass on ESPN and shut the fuck up. Your ass got beat the fuck up when you was in the NFL. Just calm the fuck down. Take a breath.
He needs some milk.
Get him some milk. And stay to what you're doing now. You're making good money doing that. You're still on TV. People
You're
know
healthy.
you.
You're young.
Yes. Just another.
Stop it. Get some help.
No. All right, hate it or love it, Danny. Ohtani wins All-Star MVP.
I love it. I've talked about this guy super highly on multiple episodes, just about every week. I love it.
I love it too. The only way I could see him doing it though as a DH, he's got to have 2 home runs.
Or like
2 home runs, a single, and a stolen base.
I feel like they can pitch him. Like if he hits a home run and then comes in and strikes out the side for 1 inning and then that's it, and that home run is a difference maker and they win like 3-2 or something. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I could definitely see him pitching for sure. 1 inning, but
Yeah, that's all he needs. 1 inning, retire the side, 3 strikeouts, a home run, a double, a stolen base.
something like, because you figure he should get at least 2 at bats. Depending on how the game goes,
I would say the most 3 if he's the DH. All right, 2.
Because you figure they have reserves that they're gonna want to probably try to get in there. But 1 hit that hits a home run and comes in and pitches an inning and gets 3 strikeouts, and you win by 1 or 2 runs, depending on what the other guys do. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Hate it or love it, Chet Holmgren is the next Kevin Durant.
Bruh.
We talked about this off air after that one game where you see where he went off and everything, and I get it. It's just the summer league, but
that's why I hit you with the bruh.
I
not to be disrespectful, but yeah,
I feel you, but
I need to see 3 years. Right? I need to see 3-4 years out of him and see the development. Right? And what I mean by development is coming in this rookie year, doing something fantastic, possibly winning Rookie of the Year, right? And then next year, because all the analysts are gonna be on him. Oh, you're weak at this. You're weak at this. Weak at this. And put in that time in the gym and come back next year, and then those weaknesses are strengths now, and
Yeah.
continuously do that. So by the fourth, fifth year, I could better answer that question. I don't feel comfortable enough to answer it now, so I'll say I'll hate it. But in 4 to 5 years, if the development is there and the potential and the talent and the work, then I would come back and correct myself and say, yeah, I should have loved it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
his potential is definitely.
It's over 9,000!
exactly. And with what we've seen, if like if he is, then yeah, it's an absolute love.
Oh yeah, it's an
You
absolute
know, I
love.
mean,
I'm sure Oklahoma City fans and Oklahoma people that just cheer for them, or you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan in general. Oh, you're definitely hoping for that too.
yeah,
Yeah, I
for
mean,
me, I don't think it's something that I can hate because, like you said, it's just a wait and see. And what are we gonna get?
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, for the sake of our segment, I hate it or love it. That's why I would say
yeah,
I would hate it.
yeah,
But I understand fully where you're coming from, as in the aspect of like, he has a very large upside.
right,
So yes, he's performing in the summer league. If he goes this first season, he averages 12 points, 6 and 6, right? 2 blocks and a steal, or close to it. It's a pretty damn good rookie year.
yeah, 100%.
Next year you go to 16. Next year 19. Next year 22. All right. Now let me see you at your peak. Do that consistently. Then it's just so hard to say Kevin Durant. It's so hard. You know what I mean? It really. If you said the next Rudy Gobert, I would probably love it, right?
Right.
Because he's a better scorer. He can shoot the three, and he plays defense very well.
I mean, I also say Durant because it's like if you look at their body size and their length and the height, they kind of, in a sense, almost have
Yeah,
like the same body frame, the same body style in such a way.
I 100% agree with you, but just Kevin. It's Kevin fucking Durant. I
I know.
mean, it's Kevin fucking Durant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure somebody else who would have been maybe a better analysis to do that comparison to. But I understand same body build, almost damn near height. You know what I mean? But Kevin brings the ball up. I don't think Chet is really going to be bringing the ball up. That's my opinion. He could. He may. Years to come.
Yeah.
But I think he naturally plays a true center power forward. Right?
I would say more of a power forward than anything.
Yeah.
Because as he gets older, he can definitely. All right, so he would be like a way advanced Pau Gasol or Marcus Gasol kind of thing. Great passer, great rebounder, can
Blocker.
score. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna leave it
Yeah, but
off?
he's like, oh, no. I was looking up the guy. I'm sorry. He reminds me of a Rashard Lewis. No, not a Rashard Lewis. Fuck, he used to play for Orlando.
Um. Turkaloo? No.
No. Jesus Christ. Come on. Let's.
Oh, I'm just throwing out I'm just trying to think. I'm throwing out guys I can remember. Um.
Fuck. Forgive us, guys. I'm sorry.
How long ago did he play? Like how far back did he?
Way back. He's a power forward. He played. I know he played with Seattle.
You're throwing up a. No
He played
idea.
with Ray Allen.
Um. Yeah, no idea. I can't go back that far with the NFL. I mean, with
The
the
NBA.
NBA.
I think it's Rashard Lewis. Is it really? Hold on, let me look. Yes, I'm sorry. It is Rashard Lewis. Rashard Lewis is a great power forward who can shoot threes and play the floor and play defense. That's who he reminds me of more.
All right.
You know, he was. Where the fuck? Oh, he played small forward, power forward majority. Let's see. Oh, he was 6'10". You know, 215. Yeah, Rashard Lewis used to be nice. So I would compare him more to Rashard Lewis. Sorry for that, hold up, guys. That's definitely on us.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, hate it or love it. Met fans should start to worry.
No, I hate it. Granted, like you said to me, you texted me the other day, or I think it was last week. It's almost like it's in a sense like we've been preconditioned or pre-programmed to be like, if they start off good, by somewhere around this point, it's already fucking in the shitter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say that we go into the season already scared that it's going to happen. It's like, when is it going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's an expectation, not a worry like, for some, maybe.
No, I remember that conversation what we had.
But for the true diehard fan, it's like, all right, well, you gotta show me, you gotta go all the way and do it. You can't just be like, I don't know.
But as a Met fan, like we talked about, they're preconditioned to where it's almost like Met fans and Cowboy fans are on the same spectrum.
They play really good and collapse, or they'll have shitty years.
Shitty years, but it's almost like when you have a team that good, like last year, right? For the Cowboys. And now this year, essentially, for the Mets. It's a World Series or bust.
It has to be. And granted, you could say that not all the pieces are exactly in place. You know, granted,
but still, with the lineup you present,
and with what is
what
there
has already
now,
transpired,
DeGrom coming back, and if he's healthy and if he's pitching like he used to, with Scherzer,
dude, that's I'll just put it on real quick. I tip my fucking hat to Scherzer because that.
Yo, he's come back like he never left.
You need to put some respect on his name because you've been on his ass all year.
I've been on his ass since the deal went down.
Exactly. Yo, ease up off my man's.
It was a contract thing for me with his age.
But that Atlanta game, he kind of stamped.
He
put his stamp on this season. Like, look, I got hurt, but I ain't fucking around. He sees it.
It was awesome to have him back for that first
Exactly.
game too.
He sees where this team can be. Look how emotional he got when what's his name? Fucking Eddie hit that home run.
Oh, you mean Louis?
Louis hit the home run. And he's in the dugout and he's like, yeah!
Yeah, I seen that.
You know
and then Lindor, yeah.
Like, oh, we got you. They, from the outside looking in, I see a team that has it. They have that hunger, that fight. They have it.
They got good team chemistry, too.
I told you weeks ago, I think they were losing a game. Right? And I had to go take my daughter for a ride. And I looked at the score, and I was listening to the game, and they came back. And I text you. I said, "Yo, put some respect on your own fucking team, man."
What game was that?
I forget what game it was, but you turned it off. You were like, this game is over.
I remember you texting me, and yeah, I do remember that. I'm trying to think what game that was.
That's what sparked the whole. That's what sparked our whole conversation of Met fans being pre-programmed to this nature.
Yeah.
To where even you were like, I'm done. This is a L.
Because, going into the season, it's like, well, all right, like I was telling you weeks prior, I want to see where this team is come July 7th, like where they were last year when DeGrom went down. I want to see where they're at. I want to see how things are looking. And honestly, like I said, for a minute I was like, oh, that precondition started creeping in, like, it's here.
It's here. Well,
And
that's
like they've definitely eased it up a little bit. Like we're getting through Atlanta for sure. I mean, I definitely
well. I mean, like
anticipated them
that
losing
first
two.
game. I was listening to it on the radio. I think you were too.
Yeah.
It felt the way they had the
Monday,
microphone out there for the stadium,
Wednesday. Yeah, no, I was.
and the atmosphere of that first game felt like a playoff game.
It did.
It felt like a fucking playoff game.
100%.
I mean, then Scherzer he was in that pinch and he struck out the guy with 2 outs.
Yep.
I mean, and before he struck the guy out, you hear that stadium, Louis, no, Eddie, and it felt like a fucking playoff game.
Yeah.
And I said to you, every time Atlanta, I'll reference it like a boxing match. Every time Atlanta had caught the Mets off guard through a jab, bah, threw their head back, the Mets responded with a haymaker. Boom, take it.
I mean, I kind of yeah, because it was like Scherzer had control in game one for sure.
Exactly, from 1-7.
But then for Louis to hit that home run and give us the 2-run lead back that they initially had, kind of was like signed, sealed, delivered.
No, that was the haymaker.
And
then
then
the next inning, they put up another run. That's another haymaker.
And then Atlanta winning yesterday, and then both games, ending in a win and a loss with the same score, 4-1. And then today was just the final blow. I mean, Lindor with that 3-run shot to give him the boost.
Really?
Yeah, 3-run shot. He made a nice play in the field too. So
that's why I said, like, when we had that conversation, and I've talked to my mother, my father, and other Yankee fans, right? Yes, the Yankees look incredible. They do. You can't take that away from them. But if I had to choose, I'm sorry, I'm taking the Mets. And I'll take them right now. I don't even want the Grom. You know how I feel about the Grom. I don't need you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll take them right now over the Yankees. Right now.
I mean, when you got one of the 2 best pitchers in baseball at the top of your rotation and at the top of his game, like he's not even 37, it's hard not to take him, and it's hard not to get behind him. And so,
dude, if and when DeGrom comes back,
I think he'll be back right after the All-Star break.
What's their rotation looking like? So DeGrom, Scherzer, Bassett, Peterson.
No, DeGrom, Scherzer, Bassett, Walker.
Yes.
And then you could bump Carrasco down to 5, but then you also got Peterson, you got McGill. So now you look like, all right, well, if that's the case, and DeGrom is old DeGrom and he's healthy, now in a sense, the way you've just shifted that entire rotation, now with Peterson and McGill being able to come in and out of the bullpen, that's just going to strengthen the bullpen.
To be honest, the way that, all right,
this Cookie is an issue for me right now.
The way that Scherzer performed that game 1 against Atlanta, which was a playoff setting like we just mentioned, I believe Scherzer should be number 1. Okay. Bassett number 2, then DeGrom number 3 until the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Honestly, even in the playoffs and DeGrom is back and he's healthy, the way this season is going, Scherzer starts game 1 for me. Yeah. Because of the year and the momentum and everything, he the tone setter. And then, I'm not saying DeGrom's not like that, but it's like when he gets a big strikeout in a jam, he's not he just walks off the mound. So it's like I'd rather have Scherzer start game 1, get the moment, get that whole adrenaline, everything.
Set the tone. Set the tone. Then you have Bassett game 2, right, for the regular season. Until the playoffs. I'm talking about regular season. This time rotation.
And have the DeGrom 3?
Yes. Because think about it like this. Scherzer sets the tone for the series. Right? You win game 1. Bassett, if he has a good game, you have a shot to win game 2.
He keeps us in a game every time for the most part. I mean, he's given us very good quality innings.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Then you have DeGrom to clean up the series.
Now you're looking at a potential sweep.
So the reason why, I had to ask that, just But this was barring when I wrote it last, a couple nights ago, before the Atlanta series. That's why I had to ask. And me and you had
Right.
talked about it. I said, time to go for the gusto, pedal on, put the pedal to the metal, go for the sweep.
And that's why, I've heard them say that they're even willing to eat money on certain guys' contracts to get that DH bat that they need in the lineup. That really makes me think, all right, what moves are they going to make? And I'm really intrigued to see what they do. I really am.
If they get a solid DH, a solid DH.
Just like the whole thought of maybe getting Trout.
All right.
I'm not saying it'll happen, but it's like.
But let's ease up. Let's ease up off that gas. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I think it's more realistic in your alignment for a Nelson Cruz as a DH.
No, he's too old. Honestly, I'd prefer someone like a CJ Crone. He's got 1 year left on his deal.
Leave us the fuck alone.
No, he's the only. He's your best your bat in the lineup, and you guys aren't going anywhere, and you're not going anywhere next year. So we'll take him. Thank you very much.
How dare you?
Granted, he's not as versatile as Mancini, but
Yeah, but he's a better bat. He's a way better bat.
I bet more power. I just in general, and just that's what you want to have.
Yeah,
you have other guys that are versatile. There's other guys you've been talking about maybe bringing up. So there's still some flexibility.
All right, so now to get him, say you had to give up Mauricio.
Who?
CJ.
No. Too high of a prospect. That guy is not Mauricio level talent.
I don't know
in
yet.
return.
I don't know. I agree with you to say that, but my only defense is he's played 2 years in the majors. I've watched him because I'm a Rocky fan. The first, I think, year or two, he was shaky. He's developing. This year, he's exploded.
Crone's been around for a while.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the majors. Not,
that's what I'm saying.
not bouncing minors and this and that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. CJ Crone, he's been around for a while. He's young, but he's not like 24 years old, young type of thing. He's 32 years old. He's been around the block, D.
Oh, wow. He's been here since 2014. My apologies, everybody.
You stupid.
So I think.
You played yourself.
I played myself, so. Yeah, fuck him. He's 32. I ain't paying you the money because you just arrived now. You're way too late. Goodbye. I agree. Send his ass then. I'd rather see him produce there than stay on my roster till he's 40.
Or just produce on a team that's not going anywhere. Like your years are being wasted, essentially, until Colorado gets good, if they do ever get good.
Okay. That's definitely
Emotional damage.
for me because there's no way we are literally a professional minor league team that just fucking everybody picks off.
Just like Oakland.
Dude, all right, put it this way. Oakland is a choice. This shit's been going on for years. This shit.
Bruh.
We are the forbidden tree in the Garden of Eden that Adam and Eve were told not to eat from. And it's just like, I could have him. I could have him. Oh, Trevor Story, you don't say. I'll take him. You know what I mean? We are an orange tree in fucking Florida. We are Tropicana orange juice. Period. You see a player you like, well, he's yours. Dude, we're only good enough that 1 year. And that 1 year that we were good enough, when we played Boston in the World Series, because Boston had fucking fucked the Yankees out of a 3-1 series. This is why I'm not a Yankee fan. They were better. We were good enough to make it on our end, but we weren't close to them.
Yeah,
that team was just way
not at
better.
all.
That team was built different.
You had a good playoff run, but that's it. That was it.
Dude, we didn't stand a chance. Against the Yankees,
No,
the Yankees had some holes, which Boston exploited in that
Whether it was them or the Yankees or whoever, you guys were not winning that World Series this year.
I'm saying maybe
making it there, but
I'm saying maybe we go 6, possibly 7, if we're lucky with the Yankees.
I don't know.
All right, what was your hit at 11? Freezing up over there, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You have
I think-
windows open, don't you?
Huh?
You have other windows open?
Just one. Everything froze on my end.
Yeah, I see
My
that.
internet.
All right, hold on. Give a second.
Nope.
We'll be right back, everybody. We'll take a 2-minute break.
But
They said right there,
Nice
baby.
little-
Right there.
a
Welcome
nice
back,
little-
everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We got everything straight. Sorry about that. All right, so what was your final hate it or love it?
It was the Chet Holmgren next Kevin Durant.
All right, okay. All right, so let's move on to the NBA. Little bit of news here, very little finite. So they changed one of the fouls. The transition take foul has been changed, where balls turned over. You know, it's obviously they're gonna get an easy layup. So the guy grabs the other guy. It's a foul,
Right.
right? So that foul used to be, as you foul them, they take out the ball and then they reset, right? And I think it's a team foul. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the way they changed it now, so if you foul like that, any player on the offensive team gets to shoot one free throw, okay? And they get the ball back. And that player that fouled that guy it's now a personal foul.
Okay, I agree with the personal foul, but I don't agree with the offensive team getting one free throw and then getting the ball back.
Yeah, but this is to stop.
No,
Essentially,
but I'm saying like even like how can you justify giving them that one free throw? How many times have we seen a guy go up to lay it up and he misses it?
not
Or
many. It's a percentage,
still though, I mean I get it. It's an
but it's
oddball.
yes. But here's the fact of the matter is, Danny, and I understand what you're saying. They're fouling though before they can even take that layup and possibly miss. The NBA wants to eliminate that cheap foul because essentially that's what it is. All right, I didn't get to play that look. The ball's turned over. You're about to go for a nice 2-pointer. I foul you. Now you got to restart, inbound the ball. I still have a chance to play defense and get the ball back.
Right.
So that's why they're holding it at such a high penalty. If you're going to do that, they shoot one and they get the ball back. So it's a possibility for a 3 to 4 point play swing. So this is going to change the element of the game. I think for the better. Especially for the commercials. Good God, when that shit happens. Fuck commercial. So maybe now this will keep the game running more smoother, where it's all right, just to lay up, then, you're down 5 points, then it's like, all right, now this is where they're at,
Right.
So I like it. Maybe it'll change a little bit, but I don't think it should be a personal. I think it should be a team foul still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would work too.
Because I'm getting penalized to the max already off of the penalty to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm giving up a foul shot and a possession again. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
I think ease up on the personal, make it a team. You know what I mean? Because I've already made a mistake. Now it's a double mistake. I'm getting fucked.
Yeah. No, I agree, but a little stupid.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. Just as so with
I mean,
the MLB.
I bet almost in a sense you're not even really gonna notice a difference.
You will. Because these are major.
So?
No, you will. Because those are major plays. These fouls happen.
Momentum shifting plays.
Yes, momentum shifting plays where it could be stopped by a cheap foul. That's a team foul, right?
Yeah.
Now it's all right. You stopped, and now they have an opportunity to a 3 to 4 point play. Whereas before it was just all right, inbound it from the half court line, throw it in.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's a 1 point game and you see that, now you almost in a situation, it's like, all right, don't foul now.
Play better defense.
Play better defense, but it's essentially, if there's a fast break, just let it go. Don't foul because now it's an opportunity for 3 to 4 instead of just 2.
So you're saying even if the defender and the offensive player are running neck and neck to the board,
go with it. Go with it. They're talking about like, all right.
I know what you're saying. What you're talking about, but you're saying the way you just said, if they're gonna get a fast break, let them go. So if they're running neck and neck, you still want them to back off? Or
No. I want him to play it through if you're neck and neck. But if you're behind,
leave it alone.
And we're not talking about to the basket. We're talking about this foul happens at half court where you can't even get to the 3-point line.
Or a little after it, but not exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that they're trying to eliminate that. Because once it goes to the basket, now it's either shooting foul and stuff like that. We're talking about mid-court, pass up, and you're about to go, drive towards it. And a guy just grabs your arm, turns you.
Right.
No, that's a penalty now where it'll cost you a free throw and possession. So I like it. I want to see how it plays out.
Okay.
In other news, they did approve the play-in tournament to continue. They want to keep it. I like it too. I think it's the best thing for basketball. It's adding
more excitement.
Yeah, that first round that we covered this year was very exciting.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's what got me back into wanting to watch basketball again now. That
play-in.
Yeah.
For the possibility of somebody can come out that play-in and win the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be dope. As long as it's not Boston or Golden State, that'd be dope. I'm serious. Anybody but
Boston's
those two.
added. Boston has added to their lineup, right? But now that they don't get Bradley Beal, it's almost essentially the same lineup with one or two different guys. Okay, so we got to see how they progress through the season and how it looks, if it is different in any way, right? That's number one. The Warriors, depending on this Kevin Durant trade, with their team they have, they can go at it again, barring injuries. But there's still the factor of the Grizzlies and Dallas.
Yeah.
And then whoever else is going to be a shining star as a team next year. So, yes, Golden State, I would say, is set up to go right back. But there is still some obstacles in their way, such as Memphis and Dallas. You know, especially if Dallas lands fucking DeAndre Ayton. You know, they lost Brunson. Okay. They still have a solid depth with them. It's just that depth needs to perform.
I mean, and one of those teams that you mentioned is honestly probably going to get Donovan Mitchell because I heard Utah is trying to shop him.
I told you. You said no. Or no, maybe I read an article where they said they weren't. Or no, maybe you did. But he's gone, bro. Honestly, you know where I see him going? I see him going to Miami. I think Pat Riley would rather... Him and Jimmy. I mean, rather than giving the house away for Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
You get Donovan, you still keep some assets and some draft picks. You know what I mean?
Right. And you do, and either way, you still become a lot better with that move.
Exactly. And you're almost ready. Like, I would personally, I'd give up Tyler
And
Hero.
younger still, too.
I'd give up Tyler Hero. I'd give up Duncan and a draft pick. I'll give you two guys. One guy who's his contract is just ridiculous. I don't know why they did that, but they did it. Great shooter, great role player. Tyler Hero is a rising star.
Would you like it if they gave up Oladipo in that deal?
No.
Oladipo's no untouchable?
No. Yeah, you can't touch him. Sorry. I'm paying him pennies on the dollar, and he's probably one of the best players I have. Especially a team that's lacking a point guard. I'm sorry, it's all the table. I'll give you Duncan. I'll give you Hero. I'll even give you Gabe Vincent maybe, and a draft pick or two. But I'm not giving more than that.
Yeah.
You know, you get Donovan Mitchell, then it's Oladipo, Mitchell, Jimmy, Bam. Dare I say it? DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bruh.
They win the finals.
He's worth the money.
Dude, I don't see a lineup touching that. Oladipo, Donovan, Jimmy, Bam, and Ayton.
Then if that's the case, watch them make it to the finals next year and play Golden State again. I mean, not again, but like Golden State's back there again. But now this time they play Miami, as opposed to playing Boston. But this time Miami definitely whoops that ass.
I think it comes down to the depth, right? It comes down to if Looney, Poole, Wiggins
perform like they did this past year.
Yeah, because we know Curry, Thompson, and DeAndre
are gonna do their thing, for the most part.
So we know that. But I would thoroughly enjoy that series.
That I'd want to watch every single game.
Yeah. Even if Golden State wins, that's gonna make for a better series. Sorry. That team that we just mentioned.
Yeah, but it would be way too like bittersweet and unfortunate to now see Jimmy get some help and get a full team around him and get bet, and then you still can't win. Like, nah, man. I even I'm not even a Heat fan, but I can't stomach to see that happen to Jimmy.
No, I get you. That's definitely for me and you.
Yo, yeah, that's like the heart a little bit. Like, yo, it's like, fuck, man. Like,
we're not even Heat fans. I mean, I would say this: we like the Heat because we like Jimmy. I wouldn't cheer for the Heat if Jimmy wasn't on it. I can give a fuck. I like Jimmy.
Right.
I think Jimmy is in top 5 ball players right now in the league.
Yeah, even though he's a little bit older, kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still look at what he did. Now, granted, he had 2 shitty games coming off an injury. Doesn't matter. He acknowledged it. Doesn't matter about my hamstring. Doesn't matter. I have to perform better.
Yeah.
Those next 2 games were Jimmy being Jimmy.
Right.
Jimmy does what he wants. Jimmy is.
Jimmy's the man.
Jimmy's the man. Like I love Jimmy's attitude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love it. So for me, if let's subtract Eaton. Jimmy,
They're still
Mitchell,
favorable.
Oladipo, and Bam. You should be able to do something with that.
Definitely. 100%.
All right, so now the next point of news, unless you have anything else to add,
Nope.
is Adam Silver hopes for the draft age to go back to 18 with the next collective bargaining agreement. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it should be. I feel like as far as the league is concerned, if they really do care about, these young kids and they care about development and all this, I really feel like there should be a mandatory. You got to play. You got to go to school for at least 2 years.
Yeah, but we know there's a way around that. Look at what LaMelo did. He went and played in Europe for a year and some change, and then qualified for the draft, got drafted, and moved on.
Yeah.
Look, if the NBA wants to keep everything in house, and that's what my feeling of this is. Adam Silver and the NBA Commission feels like they're losing out on too many young opportunities to the Euro League when you could just have this kid play when he's 18.
Come out of high school at 18, 19 and fucking take the fuck off.
Yeah.
And take the league by storm.
Why should we lose on that money?
I feel you.
That's why I think that's why he wants it. And honestly, for the last LeBron was the last one in 2000 something. Then they changed it.
Yeah.
To see a kid, so it was LeBron and Kobe. And then a couple other kids, you know what I mean? Now Jordan went to college. But there's no doubt in my mind that if Jordan just decided to go to the NBA, he still would have been the same player.
I feel yeah, but you got to figure that first 2 years at North Carolina would have essentially been like his developmental years in the NBA.
Yeah, so all right, so he'd have been a step ahead. Possibly. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's the fucking GOAT. It's Michael Jordan. Now, those first 2 years in the league, he did still put the league on notice. You know what I mean? So, maybe he would have put the league on notice a little earlier. Maybe he'd have been a little bit further in development. There's always a possibility that he could have, maybe those 2 years were stagnant, and then it took off like how it did. You know what I mean? And then there's also the possibility of everything hit shit's creek. I just don't take Michael for that type of guy, as we know Michael.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, the guy got rejected off of his high school basketball team and then went on to be the greatest ever. You know what I mean? Like,
can you imagine how that coach must have felt when he seen that happen?
Oh, God. Yeah, but Michael credits him for that.
He got him to work harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kobe went through such a way, where lived in Italy, learned Italian, couldn't speak English, moved back to Philly, couldn't speak the language, didn't understand the culture. What was he doing?
Right.
Working. I don't hang out with nobody. I don't party. I don't do none of this shit.
I'm working on my craft.
I'm working on my craft. Wins a state championship and then goes up on the podium. And I noticed this last night. You know where LeBron got that "I'll take my talents" from?
Where?
Kobe Bryant.
Really?
Yes. At Kobe Bryant's press conference to see if he was going to go to college or the draft, he said, "I would like to take my talents too." And he looked around the room and he paused. He's like, "Nah, I'm going to go for the NBA draft." So, I get the little tip of the cap, to Kobe. But also what I want to bring up as we're gonna segue off of that 18-year-old conversation. We always get mad at LeBron for essentially creating that super team mindset.
Yeah.
And I think, Danny, we have something to acknowledge here that we made a mistake.
How so?
Because it wasn't him. It was the Boston Celtics that started that. Pierce,
Yeah.
Garnett, Ray Allen.
The big three.
The big three. They essentially started that. So, right now, I'll just hit it.
You stupid.
We're sorry.
You got a point.
We're sorry. Still, not accepting of what he did.
The way he did it, though.
Exactly.
All extravagant and shit like.
If he just came out in a regular press conference, right? A regular one. Let's say a week after the season was over. I was like, yeah, I'm going to Miami. I probably would be fine with it.
We're gonna build a super team. We're gonna try to bring in other guys. We're all gonna take slight pay cuts, but we all want to come together and try to win a championship.
That's fine. But then the whole spectacle, the celebration in Miami, not one, not two, not three, made an ass of yourself. What did Boston do? Boston made their move.
They did that shit quietly, yo. Hell yeah.
Quietly, and then when everybody looked at it, they went,
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, oh, fuck. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel you. I agree. I totally forgot about that. They were the first to start that.
I was watching a video last night, and then, I seen it, and I was like, yo, wow, I'm sorry, LeBron. I'm actually sorry. It wasn't you that started it. It was you who made it illustrious and big, yes. Yeah. Because it was just one player. Boston's angle on it was, we already have the problem, you know what I mean? Paul Pierce.
Now we got to put a team around him.
And they did. Ray, and fucking Garnett, and Rondo, and
Tony Allen. That was a good team.
That was the X factor.
Oh, Tony Allen?
Yes, for that first win over you guys.
Yeah.
He was the X factor because Kobe did not like playing against him. Kobe Bryant still says the hardest player to play against is Tony Allen. So that, I think, was why you guys lost. He was that X factor. And we all know you're not going to contain Kobe. Not contain.
You're not going to fully shut him down.
Exactly.
You are going to be a pain in his ass.
Exactly. So, and then the next year, he wasn't there. And then you played him again. What happened?
They got,
You guys beat them.
Yeah.
Because that was that quintessential piece of that team.
Like us getting Ron Artest that second time around.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo.
Because in that second time around, without Ariza and without Artest, man.
Refresh my memory. Did we ever go over that story about Ron Artest?
I don't recall. Don't think so.
All right. So if I did, apologize. I'm going to repeat it again. So, L.A. loses to Boston. They lose at home, right?
The first time?
Yeah, the first time. They lost.
No, the first time. No, they were on the road in Boston.
Okay. So, everybody does their thing, right? Kobe talks to the media. Everything's done. Kobe goes into the shower. He's showering. Now, there's nobody there. Everybody's essentially left. So he's at the end of the locker room with the showers. And he hears, yo, Cole. Yo, Cole. Yo. Who the fuck is this? Here comes Ron Artest, buck-ass naked. Turns the shower on about a shower or two from him. Starts showering. Turns to Kobe and goes, I got you. I got you. They ain't gonna bully you. No more. I got you.
But how does that make sense? Because he wasn't there he
Wait a
wasn't
minute.
there in '08 when they lost.
Exactly. Wait for this. So he's telling Colby, I got you. They ain't gonna bully you no more. Wait. Just wait till next year. Now, like you said, Ron wasn't signed.
He wasn't there in '08, and then he
Wait,
wasn't there in '09.
Oh. Yeah, but he was there in 010.
That's what I'm saying. The second time they played.
Okay. So he leaves. So Colby, finds somebody. He's like, yo, how the fuck did Ron get in the building? Ron who? Ron Artest. How did he get into the shower? Ron never walked past me. Talk about a mystifying fucking story. Then what? 2 years later, Ron Artest is on the fucking Lakers. And what happens?
Helps them win a championship.
Tell me that's not one of the weirdest stories you can ever hear.
That's funky.
That
Yeah.
funky, like it's almost like Ray, it's like Ron Artest like knew what was gonna come to fruition,
Right.
and then like, almost like how we always say, speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
Like he walked into that shower and made Colby okay with the idea that I would be there.
That's strange.
I mean, think about it. If you're Colby, Ron Artest is still one of the greatest defenders of all time.
Yeah.
You just lost. Everybody's gone. You're taking a shower, and this fucking guy shows up, buck naked next to you in the shower, talking about, I got you. I got you. 2 years later go by, the fucking guy signs.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a strange one. Interesting.
Yes, an interesting story. So, let's move on to the verses. Now, this verses.
I thought we were doing the top 5 that are alive.
No,
first.
top 5 comes next segment. Because it relates to NFL next segment.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that's the way I had it.
That's my fault. That's my
Yeah,
fault.
the way you
Misinput
texted me last night.
There was a misinput.
All right, so the verses.
All right. So now this verse is a little different and a little special. So not only are we doing who's the better player, but the factor why this comes in is because we'll explain it. But who's more clutch? Ray Allen or Robert Horry? Danny, I'll let you have the floor. You're a Laker fan. He's contributed to a lot.
So Robert Horry was a 7-time NBA champion. He is an NBA All-Rookie second team. When you look at his career totals, he wasn't scoring 20, 30 points a game. He averaged 7 points a game, 1 steal, 0.9 blocks, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds a game. His free throw percentage was 72%. His 3-point...
I'm sorry. Oh, I got a cramp. Go ahead, go.
His 3-point field goal percentage was 34%. His field goal percentage was 42%. He averaged 7,715 total points, 1,035 total blocks, 1,158 total steals, 2,343 total assists, and 5,269 total rebounds. Now, his playoff numbers were essentially the same. Almost 8 points, still the 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 5.6 rebounds, and the percentages were all the same, 72, 35, and 43. But he made 28 game-winning shots, clutch shots.
I think he shot 400% from the field for clutch shots. So basically, 4 out of 10 shots he hits. The guy was fucking clutch. You can't debate that. He was.
See,
I have it here.
He was that guy.
12 of 30. Houston Rockets, postseason stats, all that. But that 400 is what really makes it.
Yeah.
Now, we obviously know Ray as a career, way better. 18.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 45.2 field goal percentage, 40% from 3-point, 89.4 from free throw, efficiency field goals, 55%, and then player efficiency rating. The average is 15. Ray was at 18.6. Wins shared, he was at 145.1. He scored a total of 24,505 points, 5,272 total rebounds, 4,361 assists, full 1,451 steals, 244 blocks. Ray Allen has 15 game winners. So, yes, Horry has the advantage at clutch shots at 28.
Yeah.
So, who are you taking?
I'm taking Horry. It's like I get it. I'm not denying what Ray did, but it's like, like you said, I'm a Laker fan, so I've seen fucking Horry do it a lot for us, and I've seen him do it for the Spurs, and it just
I understand.
it's just like cemented in my head, like that's the guy right there.
No, I completely understand. The only thing for me is if those season numbers were way better, the averages all across the board were better, I would lean with Horry. The reason why I don't is because I know Ray is going to put up the 19, 20 points.
He's going to contribute to the whole factor of the game.
And hit the game winner. So essentially it's like, without Horry, you still have a chance to win a game, right?
Right.
Without Ray, you don't.
Yeah.
And yes, Horry hit some game winners that were fucking.
But Ray's gonna put up the 22, but that 3 of 22 was that game winner at the end of the game.
As in, do you remember it? Me and my wife had just, it was like almost a year in. We had just been. We're at my house. We're watching. Was it San Antonio versus fucking Miami.
Oh man.
Chris Bosh chucks one, missed. LeBron chucks one. Chris Bosh gets the rebound, throws it to Ray. Ray, boom, 1-2.
Swish.
Now the funniest thing is, if you don't know, San Antonio had the bottles of champagne ready. They had them on ice.
Yeah. Yep.
So like
in 2 games he ripped out their heart. Yeah, that was
just a stone cold shooter.
Yeah.
That's why I would take Ray. That's my only defense.
No, I feel you. And
now,
there's definitely.
If they had put up the same numbers, Danny, I'm taking Horry. 100%. He's more clutch. Ray's only hit 15, and they average the same amount. Right?
Yeah.
I'll take Horry. He's got 7 championships. Ray's got 2.
We figure Ray, so he only had 15 game winners. So you figure 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Those 13 or so extra that Horry has, if you just, even if they're all 2-pointers, that's 26 points. So it's like I'm not.
Oh, wait! Now if you take Ray's, that's 45. Are you saying that?
No. I'm saying like that. Like I'm not saying it equates to it, but it's like kind of like, well, that's 26 extra points that like he essentially was responsible for. So it's like, well, that's kind of like, in a sense, like equating to putting up the 19 points in a game.
Yeah.
Because he was, he had more opportunities or was given more opportunities to make that clutch shot, and he made a lot more. I mean,
also the factor that factors in for me is Ray Allen is the greatest shooter of all time. I'm sorry. I believe that. I don't believe Curry's that. Yeah, Curry's hit more threes,
Even
but
even than Jordan.
the best shooter of all time. Yeah, Ray Ray's
Yeah.
better. Look, so Ray Ray's the best shooter of all time. Vince Carter's the best dunker of all time, right?
Okay.
But Michael Jordan does all those things
Yeah.
at a top 5 level. That's what makes Jordan Jordan. You know, if you look at Vince Carter was a great 3-point shooter, right? Great mid-range shooter, and he dunked
Like nobody else.
like nobody else, right? So that makes Vince Carter great. He also played 24 seasons, scored 25,505 points.
Yeah.
So, yes. And wildly, when Vince Carter was drafted out of North Carolina, the same school that fucking Michael Jordan went to, there was all that comparisons on Vince. He met every expectations. I'm sorry. You can't say Vince didn't do it all. And you can't say like
He did.
other players haven't done it. Yes, they've done it. But have they done it to that extent? You know what I mean? And as dominant? I think the only person that comes close to doing that is Kobe. You know what I mean? Kobe had 5. Mike had 6.
Yeah.
But what they did was just fucking... It was...
Yeah.
It's different to see. Especially like... And the reason why I throw Vince Carter in there is... Look how dominant he was. At the tail end in Toronto, yeah. Injury prone, everything like that, right? He didn't like the head coach, which is a story I heard last night, where the head coach of Toronto at the time when he was on there, when he was like in his 3rd or 4th year, told him like, yeah, I don't think your injuries are all that. I think they're a bunch of bullshit. He picked the head coach up and slammed him. Jalen Rose is the one who told that story. Because Jalen Rose was on that team.
Right.
So now that'll segue into our next conversation. If Vince had stayed, and so did McGrady, how good would that team have been? Would that have been the greatest duo? Would that have outmatched Shaq and Kobe?
Statistically, maybe, but when it comes down to championships, no.
No. Yeah, but that's the basis of our conversation. If they stayed, do they win a championship?
They should win.
I think they win 1 to 2. 2 the max.
Yeah.
Right? So, I know Kobe and them have won what?
5.
4 together.
Right.
Kobe had the 5. Put them 2 together.
No, they only won 3. Because they won.
Oh, yeah. They only won 3. And
then they lost to the Pistons in 04.
Yeah, and Shaq went to Miami and won the championship with Miami. Yeah, okay. All right. So, Kobe has 5. Shaq has 4. But as a duo, I think they would have been in the top 5 duo of all time. And they're cousins. Did you know that?
No.
They're fucking cousins.
What are the odds of that?
Right? And guess how they learned it?
How?
Because their mothers both called them 2 weeks before they got to training camp. And went through their line and were like, you know, y'all cousins. And it was his best friend.
Wow.
So he's like people always say, oh, Vince didn't want to play for Toronto. Are you kidding me? Vince was with his cousin and his best friend.
Yeah.
And he literally, look, Toronto is nothing without Vince Carter. I'm sorry. They are nothing. Maybe DeRozan and Lowry could have did something later on. But Toronto is nothing without Vince Carter.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? And I think at all the top 5s and the verses that we do, right, I've noticed one thing. We got to put some more respect on these guys' names, such as Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, what happened to them wasn't the best. I would say Tracy McGrady more or less. But, you know, for Vince Carter to play 24 years.
It was a long time.
That's a long time, and still play at that high level, where
Even yeah,
where at any moment he gonna hawk, and bang on
and
anybody that's down there.
and they're like, "Yo, who's this 40-year-old man that just dunked on me?"
It was exciting as a kid to watch Vince Carter and Jason Kidd on that New Jersey Nets team, right? Because Jordan was out at that point. I wasn't really following with Chicago. I was just following with New Jersey, and
Right.
that New Jersey team was fucking fire. Like we talked about off air, they were fucking fire.
Richard Jefferson,
Kenyon Martin, Vince
Keith
Carter, Jason
Keith Van
Kidd.
Exel, or whatever his name was, Keith Van Horn. Yeah, they.
The only problem was Kobe Bryant and
And the
Shaq.
Lakers.
and,
Yeah.
and the Lakers. That's what
No,
stopped them.
Yeah, but even if they had played the Kings, or I don't know, but the Kings were good too at that time. So were the Spurs. So I don't know, but yeah, the Lakers were definitely a problem at that point.
Well, the point of us having this conversation is that I truly feel as if Vince stayed and McGrady stayed, I think they would have hoisted a trophy way before fucking Kyle Lowry came. You know?
Yeah,
They would have had one, the least, two to max.
oh, wait, didn't they? Or was that? No, that was Portland. I was thinking of what's his name,
Brandon
Roy. I think. Yeah. Such a shame the way it happens
Right.
like that.
Well, what about Greg Odom for Portland?
Yeah.
I mean, they invested so much in those two guys, and they couldn't stay healthy, which is a shame because, like, all right, Greg Odom, Derrick Rose, and a couple other guys, like, if they never got hurt, I know if my dad's watching, he's probably watching. He always said to me, I always say, "Oh, Derrick Rose is probably going to be the greatest point guard of all time," right? And my dad laughed in my face, right? So then 2 years go down the line, he's in the playoff series with Philly, and he gets hurt. He goes, "Oh yeah, really great." I said, "Really, you gonna bust my balls like that?" He goes, "Yeah, because he's not the best." Years go down the line, I call him. He goes, we're having an argument or something about like that. He goes, "Yeah, where's your boy Derrick Rose?" I said, "He's playing for the Knicks right now." He goes, "Oh, yeah, really Hall of Fame level." I'm like, "Oh, why you have to hurt my feelings like that? Like, why you have to be such a dick?" He's like, "Because he's not a Hall of Famer. Look, if he stayed healthy, DJ, maybe I would change my opinion. He got hurt once, and that's all he keeps doing. That's the only thing consistent he does. Get hurt."
Yeah. So he does good enough consistently.
I mean, yeah, he stayed healthy the last couple of years, but it's a shame for certain players that we see, right? Rose, Brandon Roy, Greg Oldham, other guys that that could have been really great and blew up the league, just couldn't stay healthy.
Yep.
And the funniest thing is, you'll see that they stayed healthy from grammar school all the way to college. After college, they get in the league, and then shit just starts fucking falling apart.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's funky like that.
I mean, I think for next week, and guys, next week, be prepared. We will not be here on Wednesdays anymore. Okay?
Oh wait, we might be actually.
What?
Yeah. The start date is probably going to be getting pushed because I missed the window this week for the drug test because when I seen the link in the email, I thought it was for the prior document that I filled out. And I thought it was just them sending it to me again, and I ignored it. So.
All right. Well, barring that,
We'll see how the week pans out.
We're moving.
In general, yes, we are moving.
No, we are moving to Saturdays. We'll talk about it. We'll let you guys know on our Twitter page, D&D Sportcast at Twitter. Holla at us. Remember, guys, click the like button. Click the like button. Subscribe. Click the like button. Get us out into that fucking universe. Get us in that algorithm. Come on, like. Think about it like the fucking guy going, Mike. Just like. All right, so we're gonna move on to the NFL. Now, we know there's not really that much to cover, and there really wasn't that much to cover this week. Um, but we're still here for you guys. Like we said, we're gonna be moving to Saturdays. The format is gonna change. We're gonna be doing 2 days. We're gonna be doing Saturday and Sunday. Saturdays, 2 or 3 o'clock. We haven't decided yet. We'll get back to you. Sundays, 11, right, Danny?
10:30, 11 o'clock.
10:30, 11 o'clock, and we'll be bringing a lot more segments during football season for you. Talking about fantasy football, who to start, who not, best matchups, betting, everything, the whole nine. So stick with us. Give us some support, like the video. So we're going to move into the NFL news. So Dan Snyder has agreed to meet with Congress on July 28th, but he's going to do it remotely. He's going to do it from Israel. They haven't subpoenaed him yet. They do want to subpoena him, right? But they just don't have the chance. The reason why they want to subpoena him is because all the NDA disclosures that they have throughout the organization, if they were to ask him about a certain situation, he'd be like, well, there was an NDA. I don't have to answer. So, barring how this situation goes, and the way I view it, is that's exactly what he's going to do. He'll have the video conference conversation, and he's going to deny and NDA it all through.
Yeah.
The way it's looking like he's going to keep the team. Just barring that, unless their investigation blows up somehow.
He's got to come back to America at some point. And can he really keep saying claiming NBA
What?
or whatever it is? Like what you were just saying, like is
Well,
he can how long is he going to be able to keep on this bullshit ass front that he's got going on?
We'll see that's why. His lawyer doesn't.
It's not going to last for long.
So his lawyer, and we don't really talk about this, but we'll talk about it briefly. His lawyer believes that they have no right to subpoena him, right? They have no just to. But they want to hear him. So he's going to do it. He's going to do it remotely. Now, granted, his mother passed last year, and he's Jewish, so he rode his yacht to Israel, and he's having a memorization for his mother. Okay? I get it.
Okay.
Every year prior, he was at training camp, because training camp starts July 27th. But now this year, he's not going to be there. Now, I'm not taking away that factor about his mother, but I do believe him not wanting to be in the States has a factor in that. If you were comfortable enough to where you know everything is bullshit or this and that, you would just do it.
Yeah.
For the committee and the House, or whatever it is, to have to keep requesting for you to do such a thing, and you keep running, suspect in it.
Yes, very, 100%. That's why I'm saying, like, how long can this front be kept up? At some point, you're gonna slip. At some point, something's gonna happen. At some point, someone's gonna say something or leak something.
Yeah, but hold on, Danny. We already had that happen. This is why John Gruden got fired.
Yeah, but I mean,
Which I think, to be honest, I'll be 100% honest here, right? I think Dan Snyder threw him under the bus. He tried to give that to the NFL so they could change their direction, focus on that, and leave me alone.
Yeah.
But the NFL did the opposite. They took that, fired him, whatever, forced him out, and put their attention right back on him.
Yep.
So there is dirty things in there. In his whole web of lies or whatever's going on in that workplace, there is lies there. Now he has a bunch of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements about workplace, environment and whatever that is. So where we're at a standstill until we see, which would probably be televised. Which, if I can, guys, I'll let you know when it's televised. I will live stream it, okay, so we can see everything this little cocksucker says. So that's where we're at with that. Danny, you have any thoughts, comments?
Just this guy needs to go away already. Like, bye-bye. Get out of here.
All right. Next on our agenda, is the gap closing on the Packers?
Slightly. I mean, granted, you still have AR And yes, the way that they played last year with Devontae in that playoff game, but you still have a chance to definitely be competitive for the next 4 years. You know, what level that's at, I don't know. I mean, I don't realistically see them doing like 13-4 type of years, but being competitive, 10-7, 11-6s, and stuff like that. I can see that.
Besides from the Vikings, where they're at, Chicago and Detroit are improving. And I do think the gap is closing. Not saying that the gap is going to close where they'll lose the division for the next 3 years. No. They'll probably win. But my discrepancy is with the Packers, and they can have these 14-3 seasons, 13-4, 12-5, whatever is win a division,
Right.
and then bounce out.
And look like shit.
That's my discrepancy. Yeah, you could look great the regular season, right? Oh, he looked great. Oh, he did this. Where'd he go? He lost to fucking San Fran on special teams play. You couldn't put up more than 20 points?
Sad.
Not even sad. It's
Cause yeah.
to be honest, with Aaron Rodgers,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Not anymore.
I don't think he's that guy no more. I really don't. And I know Packer fans will jump by the throne. AR's the best. AR's...
Stop it. Get some help.
He's not that guy no more. He isn't. Yes, he's great. He could still lead them to a 12-5 season, 13-4 season. I'm not denying that. But that division is catching up. And what I mean by catching up is when he's gone, they will trump the Packers.
He's still a Hall of Famer, so
100%.
But yeah, I see it's closing a little bit.
It's
starting.
Yes, it's starting to close. I think by the time it closes, he'll be gone. I think when Detroit, Minnesota, and Chicago are ready to jump him and jump the Packers.
I don't know if Detroit will, but Chicago and Minnesota, yeah.
I like Detroit's direction. I like them. I think, dude, don't sleep on them. Now, we went through that whole conversation weeks ago about their hierarchy, their front office and everything. They need to go, yes. But team wise, coach wise, I think they're on the right path.
We'll see.
All right, you get ready for this.
It was a misinput. Calm down. It was a misinput.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Baker and Sam Darnold are going to compete for the number one.
Any chance that Darnold wins that over Baker? I mean, it's not like you gave up a lot for him essentially, and you're not paying his whole salary for this year. So, in a sense, if Darnold is actually better in training camp, does he get the nod over Baker?
I think the only reason why he would get the nod over Baker is because knowledge of the playbook. But I will give Baker an edge. He's went through like 3 or 4 playbooks in his time in Cleveland. So he knows how to adjust quick, right? But if Sam Darnold wins that job,
You stupid.
Carolina is fucking stupid. Because they 100%.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
It's like what did you trade for him then? To just sit him on the bench for this year?
Exactly. So
or for a quarter of the season, and now you're
I'm Pickle Rick.
and now you're 4 or 5 games into the season, and now you're starting him.
Exactly. And Sam Darnold won the first 3 games, and then after that he went 4-9 and got hurt. Look, Baker's inconsistent, but he plays.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's way better than Sam Darnold. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anybody that disagrees with that,
You stupid.
it's that simple. Like that's a laughable. That's a laughable like statement. But Sam's better than Baker. You fucking lying. You know he isn't. The guy went 4-9 as a starter in a 17-game season. The hottest team through 3 weeks. Once everybody got that number down, see you.
That was it.
That was it. Yeah, they played great against the Cowboys. That was week 4. Cowboys edged them out. After that, everybody saw what the Cowboys seen.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
sirs.
They weren't that good. Yeah, they were, as I would say, they were pretenders.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, he rushed for what, 7 or 8 rushing touchdowns or whatever it was. Made himself look good for a couple weeks.
Yeah, then everybody stacked the box and was like, yeah, okay, I'll take the damage of DJ Moore. I'll take that. Yeah,
And
no problem.
I know you're not gonna beat me with your arm. You're
Yeah,
really not.
you're not gonna. And fucking, what's his name? Christian McCaffrey can't stay healthy enough to fucking be here.
Nope.
So what do I have to worry about? DJ Moore? I'll take
One
my
guy.
chances. All right,
Yeah.
I'll give him a touchdown or two, but I'll beat you 31-14, 31-17.
Right.
Like, it's foolish for them to do this. It really is. You traded for two guys that you spent a lot on.
And you
Baker
gave up more for Donald too,
Yeah.
which is the fuck
yeah.
thing.
You gotta trade him. Trade him to Seattle.
Even if you do, it's a lose-lose now.
Yeah, but
'cause
get some
you didn't win
assets
with him.
back. Get some assets back.
They're gonna be really shitty assets now compared to what you gave up for him.
It's still an asset.
Hey.
No, I agree with you. It's like, hey, you gave us so much.
And then you didn't win with him, and then you gave up the conditional pick for Baker, and we don't know how that's gonna turn out yet.
No.
Bruh, bruh.
So
All right, so the only other news we have is N'Keal Harry traded to the Bears for 2024 7th round pick. Now, he requested this trade last year. You know how he feels right now?
Emotional damage.
You got played. Bill took you in the first round, right?
okay.
Thought you was something. You ain't something. I'm sorry, Bill is the par of where the player should be. If Bill don't trust in you, why the fuck would I?
Yeah.
Like, literally, oh, you wanted to trade.
You stupid.
You had a better chance of staying there.
Because at least as a backup or a punt returner or something, you would have had a chance to maybe
No, you
win
could
a
have still played receiver. You have Mac Jones there. Why would you want to leave? Dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb as fuck. Literally. Emotional damage. 100%. Dog, you thought you were hot shit? You got traded for a 7th round pick.
And you were a first round pick.
Exactly. You think Bill gives a fuck?
Not two shits in a hanky panky.
No.
So sad.
Alright, we're going to take a break for like 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
All right. Mm. Stuffed olives with sharp provolone.
Ooh, that sounds sexy.
They are sexy. I just
Oh,
had
ho,
a
ho.
couple.
I love the ones with fucking garlic stuffed in them.
Mm.
All right, we're back. We're not gonna indulge you like fucking Michael K's show where they talk about colonoscopies and shit like that. Yeah, we love olives. All right, so we're gonna go into the top 5 dead or alive,
All right.
and this week it's middle linebackers. Should I go first or you?
Um, I'll lead off.
All right.
So number 1, Ray Lewis. Number 2, Junior Seau. Number 3, Brian Urlacher. Number 4, Jack Lambert. And number 5, Dick Butkus.
I wasn't surprised by number 1. Come on, it's Ray fucking Lewis.
Yeah.
All right, so I had number 1 Ray Lewis as well. Number 2 I had Mike Singletary.
Okay.
Number 3 I had Jack Lambert. Number 4 I had Junior Seau, and number 5 I had Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting Teddy on this list, but
Well, I think for me is like when I looked at Urlacher and Bruschi, the championships stick out,
yeah.
right? So for me, I was like, all right, I feel comfortable putting Bruschi there. You know what I mean? I had to put Singletary in number 2nd. Like if there was no Ray or Ray Lewis, they like Mike Singletary would probably be the best middle linebacker ever.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in that 4-3 Bear. My favorite defense ever to play. I don't think Ray could play out of a defense like that. It's too much, not too much responsibility. It's just there's too much going on in that snap.
Okay.
Where Mike Singletary knew how to run it perfectly. So, I mean, we have our top 5 dead or alive. I had Urlacher as an honorary mention. I did have, what the fuck's his name? Shit. Fuck me, I didn't write it down. It's my fault. I did have Dick Butkus. There you go. I did have Dick Butkus, like 7. For the honorable mentions.
Right.
But I believe, if you're playing out of a 3-4, if you got Ray and fucking Mike Singletary, that's scary. Sorry, that's fucking scary.
100%.
Because Mike's going for the ball and Ray's going to play whatever in front of his face.
Yeah. No, it's a crazy combo. 100%.
All right, so that's top 5 dead or alive.
Breathe.
I'm trying. All right, so we got a half hour left, so I guess speedball. Just bounce back like we do.
Why not?
All right, so what do you think is major to talk about in sports right now? What do you think is the headlines to you?
I'd probably say the biggest thing going on right now is either what's going to happen with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and then what's going to happen with Dan Snyder. I mean, because I don't really see anything else like that's popping up. I mean.
No, I agree with you. The KD and the Kyrie situation is like we said last week. It's a very finicky fucking thing, man. It's who's gonna be able to who's gonna be willing to give up so much for him. And
Yeah.
to take on that $36 million by Kyrie. That's why I fully believe.
Pickle Rick!
Wow, well, my bad. So I guess Kyrie's Pickle Rick, but to cover the 36 mil, I think Kyrie's gonna stay. And to be honest with you, right now, the way I see it in headlines, I think Kevin Durant's staying. If I'm the Nets, dude, I'm not getting rid of you. Sorry. Just, like, no one's giving me what your worth is. So it's like,
No.
for Kev to come in and be like, you're not trying hard enough. And then you show Kev, like, yo, look, I this, and this, and this. To where it'll maybe open Kevin's eyes like, oh, wow, y'all value me that high that you want that much. Right?
Mm.
I think the smartest thing for Brooklyn is to do is keep them for a year, let them play. You let Kyrie go, then you could trade Kevin.
Yeah.
Teams would probably be open more to trade Kevin after this year or middle of this year. So
Yeah.
I do agree with you in that trade factor. That is a big thing. For the life of me, I don't know why, and nothing really else is going on in fucking in football besides the things we brought up.
Yeah. Because
Basketball.
it's raring to go.
I had a good time talking about basketball this week, and I know we didn't really bring up Katie and Kyrie and bringing them up now, but they're dominating headlines.
They are.
And I'm tired of it. And what did I say a week or two ago? This is the drama that KD brings to us. This is the flux that he gives. And he leaves us in limbo until he's ready to make a decision. I'm sorry. I don't like that baby back bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't. I like transparency. Just be transparent. Yes, you want to trade. Look, if you can't trade me, I'll play. Give me some transparency where it's like, look, if you can't find a suitor, I'll play until you can.
Even so, are you really gonna sit on a bench and get fined every game for not playing? And
No, I don't even think he'll do that. It's the fact that, like what we said with Baker before he got traded, right? Now, if Deshaun gets suspended for a year, Baker's still on the contract. The best thing for Baker to do in that situation is look, nut
just
up
play.
and just play. Because that's
Yeah.
tape on you. If you decide to sit, this leaves a bad imprint on organizations. So you don't like it here, you're going to do the same thing here?
Yeah.
No.
Not.
A lot more organizations will feel comfortable with you requesting a trade and then still playing if they can't find a deal. All right, I'll do it.
Right.
I don't want to do it, but I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's the best thing for the player, and just now.
It's not like you're a fucking. Let's just say it's not like you're Klay Thompson, where it's kind of easy to move you for assets, right? Name a price, you get the price. You're so valuable as a player. It's essentially like trying to move Stephen Curry
Yeah.
or LeBron James. You got to give up a
Well,
house.
I even speaking of James, I even heard. I didn't read it, but I seen the article headline that he's actually requesting to get traded now too. He wants out of LA. He's not expected to sign that extension. Good. Fuck out of here, bro.
Well, at least he's being transparent. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
asking for. Look, I don't want to be here. Find me a suitor. You know what I mean?
right.
At least there's no. An hour before free agency launches, you call the owner. I want out. What are you, a drama fucking queen? You could have did that days earlier, days after.
Right.
I mean, it's all like.
Timing.
Katie, if you're listening, which you're probably not, I don't really give a fuck. But if you do listen, just know, I don't care for your bullshit. I don't. I would have rather you kept quiet, right? And then Wojnarowski or somebody leaked it that you wanted to be traded, right? And then
Yeah.
you meet with the media, you're like, yeah, I want to be traded. I mean, but if I can't be traded, I'll stay here and play. So now I know there's no bullshit. There's transparency.
Exactly.
I know what you want. I know what to expect from what happened. Now it's you announce this. Now we're in limbo. Now this is all the NBA is talking about.
And at least if you could do it sooner, we can get this resolved sooner.
Dude, you could have did it before the draft. Well, we could have traded you for that draft pick, next year's draft pick, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Doing it after that, you threw a monkey wrench.
100%.
I mean, I'm done talking about it. I really don't want to talk about it. I'm disappointed and I wouldn't say angry. I'm agitated about it. I really am. 'Cause it's like we have so much to look forward to in basketball, and this is what you want to do. Like I feel like you're a prima donna. You're a prima donna.
Yeah. And it's like what we talked about a few weeks ago about um, you know, if players don't want to be there anymore, then teams should be able to honor that.
Yeah, but
It's like there's there's
it's
there's there's a thin line between actually not wanting to play there or doing what Kevin Durant's doing. I think it's the same, but it's different in ways.
it's different because he's Kevin Durant. If you were DeAndre Ayton, you know what I mean? A Jalen Brown, a Marcus Smart,
Or
a Jalen Brunson, somebody of that nature. It's a little easier to move you. You know what I mean?
right.
You're almost literally considered the best player in the world.
Yeah.
So now, if I give crumbs up for you, or I get crumbs in return for you, I look like a retard. While you look like this golden boy.
Choir boy.
Yeah, quiet boy.
I fucking choir boy.
Fucking quiet boy next to me.
Yeah.
So we'll move on from that. How do you think the Jags are really going to turn out this year? Now, we touched on it earlier.
I have to look at their schedule
Hold
again.
on, better yet. Let's do this. So I asked you if Jimmy G gets traded to
Houston.
Let's look at their schedule and evaluate it if Jimmy G was actually on the Houston's.
All right.
All right, I got it right here. Where the fuck is Nicole? Hi, Pooh Bear. Hi, Pooh Bear. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Alright, so I'm pulling up this schedule right now. Ooh, do you like those nice helmets they're releasing? Those blood red helmets?
The what?
They came like Bull Rush helmets. They're like instead of their helmets being like that dark navy blue,
Okay, they're
they're
gonna be
doing
red.
the red, like the red metallic red, like the shiny red.
I think that's dope.
It looks dope.
I'm gonna go look at that right now.
All right. So week 1, they play the Colts at home with Jimmy G.
Okay.
Win or loss?
Colts week 1.
I still think
I think it's a loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm banking on Matt Ryan to be a comeback player of the year type of guy this year.
The next week they're at the Broncos.
That's a loss.
That's a loss. So 0-2. Then they're at the Bears.
That's a win.
I think they win that game with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Then the Chargers come to town.
That's a loss.
That's at 1-3. Jaguars.
That's a win.
I think that's a win. So 2-3. The Raiders. 2-4.
Well, let's call it a tie because
Why you see them beating it?
it's possible. I mean, look, the Raiders are good, but as far as all those teams in the AFC West, I think they are on the weaker side of them, on the weaker side of it.
All right.
I mean, because granted, Derek Carr is the quarterback, and it's not knocking him, but
Yeah, but we're only doing this at the sake of that if Jimmy G is there. If Jimmy G is not there, they lose that game.
yeah, but
They're probably 0-4 right now.
But even with Jimmy, it's still up in the air.
So let's just say an upset. So 2-4.
All right.
Then they play the Titans.
Home or away?
At home. I think they
That's a
could dub it.
loss.
All right.
Uh,
All right. So
not if that Titans defense is what it was last year.
yeah, but they're playing that game at home, the Texans.
No, I get it, but
All right. So 2-5. Then they play the Eagles at home.
I think that's a win.
So 3-6. No, 3-5. Then they play the Giants.
That's a win.
4-5. Then they play the Washington Redskins.
That's easily a win.
5-5. Then they play the Dolphins
At home or away.
at Miami.
That's a loss.
5-6. Then they play the Browns at home. Barring if Deshaun is there.
If Deshaun's playing, it's a loss.
Loss.
If it's not Deshaun, it's a win.
All right, so we'll just go for the sake of it 6-6.
Yeah,
Then they play the Cowboys at the Cowboys.
that's a loss.
6-7. Then they play the Chiefs at home.
That's a loss.
6-8. Then they play the Texans at. Then they play the Titans at home.
Did they beat them last time?
No, you said they lost.
All right, so let's give them the W. Let's call it a split.
All right, 7-8. Then they play the Jaguars at home.
Nice going.
Sorry.
That's another win.
All right, so 8-8. Last week is the Colts. At the Colts.
If
Matt's on the projection, you think
and
that's
and
a loss.
yeah, and also if what position is each team in? Are both teams out of it by that point? Because it's like if both teams are out of it by that point, it doesn't even really matter what
Well,
you do.
If we
But-
have the Texans on the projection, we have them right with Jimmy G. By week 16, they're 8-8. They're in the mix.
Yeah,
Depending on where the Colts are, they could be in the mix, or they've already kind of sealed the division,
yeah,
right? So then it could be a win because the Colts could be resting.
right,
So 9-8. So we have it at 8-9 to 9-8 with Jimmy G.
right.
Whereas, take Jimmy G away. Let's run through it again. No Jimmy G, right? First week, home against the Colts.
That's a loss.
That's a loss. Next week, at the Broncos.
That's definitely a loss.
Next week, at Chicago.
That
Depending
could
on
be.
that could be a win. I'll give
yeah.
them that win. So that's 1-2. Then next week, they're home to the Chargers.
That's a loss.
That's a 1-3. Next week, they're at the Jaguars.
That could be a win.
Let's give them the loss because they're away.
Okay.
So it's 1-4, right? Then they're at the Raiders.
That's
1-5.
a loss.
Then they're home to the Titans.
That's a even home. That's still a loss.
All right, so that's what 1-6.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're home for the Eagles.
That's a win.
All right, 2-6. Then at the Giants,
That's a win.
3-6. Then they're at the then they're home to Washington.
That's a win.
That's 4-6. Then at Miami,
That's a loss.
4-7. Then they host the Browns.
That's a win if it doesn't. If they don't play Deshaun.
All right, so that's 5-7. Then they're at the Cowboys.
That's a loss.
5-8. Then they have the Chiefs at home.
That's a loss.
5-9. Then they're at Tennessee.
That's a loss.
5-10. Then they host Jaguars. So
That's a
6-10.
win.
We'll give
Yeah.
them 6-10, and then they play the Colts again.
And that's on the road, right? In Indy.
Yeah.
That's a loss.
So 6-11. So from 8-9 to 9-8 to 6-11.
Yeah.
So Jimmy G does make an impact if they were to trade for him, which I think
Right.
is the smartest location for him.
I mean, without him, who's their quarterback's going to be what Davis Mills or whatever his name is?
Patty Mills or whatever the fuck his name is. He did okay last season. You know, the team is dysfunctional as it is.
Yeah.
You can't just put it all on Patty. Or I think
Davis.
believe it is Patty Davis.
Davis Mills.
All right, we can't put it all on Mills, right? So there's dysfunction there. But for the most part, he looked pretty good. Now, Give him a full season. See where he's at. If you know, all right, he could lead the team for a couple years.
Build
Roll
around.
with it.
Yeah.
If he can't, but he's serviceable until you could draft a guy, then stick with it. He comes cheap. Build the rest of everybody around.
Yeah. No, I agree. That would, that would definitely keep them afloat.
Hold on. Now let's look up San Francisco.
Hold on. Now I'm reading an article. Well, I'm seeing a headline here where the Lions could potentially trade for Jimmy G.
Nah. I mean, I like it, but nah, I don't like it. The reason why I don't like it is Dan Campbell and that organization have put so much into these moves, right? So they're building. You have Goff on the payout sheet, right? On the payroll.
Right.
Unless you're trading him to get him off the payroll, you're still taking Jimmy G's last year contract on your payroll, right? And then you got to restructure. That's why I don't like it. Why rent to give away assets to get some assets back? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not smart. Now let's look at San Francisco's schedule without Jimmy G. All right? So with Trey Lance, essentially a rookie. 49ers at the Bears.
That's a win.
All right. Yeah, I can agree with that. All right. Seattle at the 49ers. I think that's a dub. The reason why I think it's a dub, who's going to be Drew Lock? Geno Smith?
Geno Smith. Geno's
Geno's definitely better than Drew Lock, but it's like, really, Geno?
Yeah, but that Pete Carroll and that defense and knowing how to get the most out of players, I'll just give that to.
No. For the sake of all right. So for the sake of the Niners playing home, they win that game.
All right.
So
what
2-0.
All right.
Then they go to the Broncos.
That's a loss.
2-1. Then they play the Rams at home.
That's a loss.
2-2. Then they go to the Panthers.
That's a win.
So 3-2. Then they go to the Falcons.
That's a win.
4-2. Then they go to the then they're home to the Chiefs.
That's a loss.
4-3. Then they're at the Rams.
That's a loss.
Okay. 4-4. Then they host the Chargers.
That's a loss.
4-5. Then they're at the Cardinals.
That's a win.
5-5. Then they host the Saints.
That's a loss.
5-6. Then they host the Dolphins.
Could be. That's a win.
6-6. Then they host the Bucks.
That's a loss.
Right. Then they're at the Seahawks. That's a loss.
That's a loss.
So that's 6-8. Then they host the Redskins.
That's a win.
7-8. Then they're at the Raiders.
That's a loss.
7-9. Then they host the Cardinals.
That's a win.
8-9.
It could be. It's possible.
Okay, so that's without Jimmy G. Let's run through it again with Jimmy G. So the Bears, it's a dub.
Yeah.
Seahawks at home, that's a dub. Broncos lose. They win that game against the Rams at home. 3-1. Panthers 4-1. Falcons 5-1. Chiefs 5-2. Rams 5-3. Chargers 5-4. Cardinals 6-4.
Yeah.
Saints, they're at home. Let's give them that.
Saints are home.
No, Niners are home.
Okay.
So 7-4.
All right.
Lose to Miami, 7-5. Lose to the Bucks, 7-6. Lose to the Seahawks, 7-7.
Okay.
Beat the Niners, 9-8. So they have a better record with Jimmy.
Not by much.
Not by much, but it's cool to look at that aspect. How you would look at a team if you had swapped quarterbacks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Essentially, the Niners aren't really losing out on much, and the Texans would not really be gaining too much, but it would be a lot more than because it would make them more competitive. But the records are all essentially the same with and without.
But they're the perfect team to make this move. The reason why they're the perfect team to make this move is for the simple fact of their return on Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
If they didn't have that return, then it's like you're now you're gambling.
Yeah, but what are you gonna really be giving up for Jimmy? You're not gonna be giving up a whole lot
You're
for
probably
him.
gonna give up a 1, maybe a 2.
I don't know about a 1.
It depends on the negotiations.
I get that,
If
but
the
a
Texans are
1
desperate, dude, they just got a shit ton of 1s from the Browns.
still.
I'm not talking about next year's 1. Maybe give up that 2024 1 pick to get him, right? That's next year. So you could still, by depending on next year what the college quarterbacks look like, right? You could still draft a number 1 quarterback and still use the leverage from that Browns trade to leverage you ahead to somebody.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. He's not worth a 1. I mean, I get it. Desperate,
I think he's worth a 1 later, not next year. Definitely not. If you want next year value, I'll give you a 2. I'll give you my 2 and 4 and my third next year. And
2 and 4 this year, and then a third.
and then a player, if you want.
I want David fucking Putney because I fucking said so. Yep.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Pancake eating motherfucker.
Enjoy your pancakes, Tom.
Nah, he definitely pulled the.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Yeah, that was dope.
But it,
That was-
honestly, it makes sense. They're the only team in the league that makes sense for Jimmy to go to. Like, that helps both teams.
Yeah,
Texans are sitting on a boatload right now for what they got for Deshaun, right? They have the
100%.
cap. They have the draft picks. They have shit to work it out. And Jimmy G is a solid quarterback, which we just looked at. With Patty, do we look at the schedule with Patty Mills?
Yeah, we did that for Houston.
Yeah, so we had that. So Jimmy G accounts to like 3 or 4 more wins, almost. Wouldn't you say
Yeah,
that'd be
just
worth
about.
the move, especially with a division that's almost about to go down the tubes?
That you could
Depending on
potentially,
depending on the Jaguars.
right?
I'm sorry, Tennessee's gonna hit a hard wall.
I feel like they will too.
I think they know that too. That's why they got rid of Brown. And Derrick Henry's not going to last that much longer. Tannehill's got to go because he can't seal the deal.
They're starting to clean house.
Exactly.
But it's not 100%
It's
yet.
going to mature in front of our face. It will.
Mhm.
You know. So you have them, like we talked about earlier. Besides the Jaguars, those 2 teams are grasping at straws. Yeah, they'll be the stronghold of the division. The 1 and 2. For the next,
Right.
1, maybe 2 years. After that, it's
2 maybe.
in that division, it's anybody's division. If you had Jimmy
And
G
it's
there,
always kind of usually been like that.
yeah. So if you trade for Jimmy G, right, and you're like, yo, I'm not gonna like, let's reconstruct and I'll sign you to a new contract, right? Reconstruct the original contract that I adapted from a 1 year to a 4 year. They possibly could be division winners
Yeah,
for 3 maybe 2 out of those 4 years.
100%.
If I'm Jimmy G,
100%. I agree.
I'm fucking excited. Wouldn't you be?
You're excited.
If I'm Jimmy G, I'm excited because now there's nobody behind my back. And especially like
Yeah.
you trade, it's that trade and sign shit where it's like ain't like 4 years. Like, yo, I'm the man for at least 3. Yo,
Right.
let me become a legend in this almost literally brand new franchise. Let me erase that Deshaun Watson memory. And let me become a great Texan. Hey, I may not win you a Super Bowl, but I'm going to keep you competitive. I make a run here and there. He's done it with San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a good 4-year run with you guys, and I'll go down as one of the best Texan quarterbacks in franchise history.
Hey, who's to say maybe I do the 4 years, right? And you won another 2. And you draft a guy, and I already know the deal. I'm playing 6 more years. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I still have a shot to take us somewhere. Say we're really well built. I've gotten better. You know what you're getting from me. That's why I firmly believe that move is the best move for both teams. They get fucking Mills, right, as their backup. They get Jimmy G. They get a draft pick, whatever the fucking deal is, right? I'm sorry, you're competitive, right? Again,
Yeah.
at least after the first year. First year, we'll give boo boos, you know. We'll give the boo boo mistakes. Oh, I got it scraped. I mean, I don't know. I'll give
I
you
mean,
that.
still, I expect him to come in that first year and definitely keep us competitive.
Oh yeah,
You know, just
the 7 to 9 win margin. You know what I mean?
so
Week after week, we're in the mix. Like last year, look how many teams were in the mix. It was a record.
yeah, a
That there
lot.
was that many teams up until like what, week 14, maybe 15.
Yeah,
Hey man, if you're in the mix, and look, Jimmy G has a chance to do something in Texas for the Houston Texans. Rejuice that whole organization.
yeah.
You already eliminated the problem with Deshaun, right? Goodbye. Not my problem no more. Got the cap, got the picks, got everything. Jimmy, you the man. Now this is another Jimmy we're talking about. Give Jimmy a chance. Let Jimmy do what Jimmy does.
What does Jimmy do? Yeah.
I can see him sitting in his apartment right now with his agent calling like, "Yeah, we can send you to Texas." What does Jimmy do?
No,
Does Jimmy take the gamble to be the man? Or does Jimmy
Or do
be
I
a
stay?
dick? No, dude,
You know, I mean,
I think they shipping him no matter what.
I see it happening too.
So
But I
what?
mean, it's got to be done. What you said? Training camp is what, the 27th?
So what other team could you
We
do
got
it?
2 weeks.
Honestly, the only other team I could see you doing it to, like trading him, is the Titans. Maybe
Mm,
he may be able to. He
not.
may be able to take him over that hump.
Mm,
He may be.
yeah.
We know the West is settled. The West is settled
Yeah.
on on there. The North. I don't see Pittsburgh doing it. They
No.
already had too many quarterbacks in the room. The Ravens are not doing
Cincinnati
it.
definitely not.
The Browns, they're good. Let's move to the East.
I mean, the Browns aren't good, but they're in a fuck
No, but
position. So
they have their quarterback for the future. I'm sorry, the money's there. They put the money in ink with him. So they're liable for that.
yeah.
So let's move on to the East. What, Miami?
No, they're gonna sit on tour for
Yeah, they're
another
gonna
year or
ride
two.
that to a wave. Alright, so it's the South, right? Maybe the Titans. That's it. Maybe Indianapolis. Jacksonville, no.
Mm,
So, two teams in the division, yes, plus them that can do it. I don't see Indianapolis doing it because they have Matt,
yeah.
so I'll exclude them. So it's literally the Titans, because you shipped Tannehill there, because let's just say just in case Trey Lance sucks.
Right.
Now you have Tannehill. You know what you're gonna get from him. Let's move on to the NFC. Who could they? All right, the West. We know they're not going to trade Jimmy G to the Seahawks. I brought that up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen. Why would you do that? So any team in the West is gone. Let's look at the North. Justin Fields, Chicago. No.
It's not happening.
Green Bay. No. Not happening. Detroit. Possibility, yes. Minnesota. Possibility, yes. Then let's look at the East. The Giants. That's a possibility. That's a
Yeah.
strong possibility.
Yeah, that could end. Yeah.
That honestly, that's a great move for the Giants. It's 100% a great move for the Giants.
Jimmy G.
You get this year and you sign him to a 3-year deal with a 2-year opt out. and get rid of Daniel Jones. Put Daniel Jones in San Francisco.
Or just outright release his ass or whatever.
No. Include him in the trade. Send his ass. Because I'd imagine
I
San
wouldn't.
Francisco's going to want a backup, right?
Yeah, but I mean, not a good backup option, especially to Trey Lance. But
All right, so the Giants. Now let's look at the South. The Bucks.
nope.
No, the Bucks. Yeah, Tom Brady's last year. Make the trade now.
Yeah, but Jimmy's not gonna want to sit a year behind fucking Tom.
Again. Again.
Yeah, for real.
Bruh.
Not happening.
That'll definitely be.
Emotional damage.
Not
Like,
once,
fuck, I
but
can't
twice.
get out from behind this
I can't
fucking
get
guy.
past this fucking guy. All right, so that's a no. The Saints a no. I won't count the Saints out though. I'd say it's a no now, but it could be different come 6-7 weeks.
Maybe.
Carolina, let's not even touch them. Atlanta could make sense.
Yeah.
Atlanta. So Atlanta, the Giants, Tennessee. So
Houston.
3 teams and them. That's where it makes sense.
Yeah. I agree.
And all right, so out of those 3 places, where would you like to see him go? Texans, Giants, Tennessee,
Tennessee.
or what was it? Atlanta.
Tennessee.
Like,
Because if he's healthy, he's upright, and if he has that year that he went to the Super Bowl with them, the team that Tennessee has, they're ready to win right now.
especially with Derrick Henry.
Yep. 100%. Definitely Tennessee.
I would like to see him go to Tennessee, but I would like to see him go to Atlanta. I
Why?
like to see him in Atlanta. I think he could vibe in Atlanta a little different. I think he could settle in different. They're the team on the rise. They have a lot of draft picks. Kyle Pitts, this guy and this guy. They're rebuilding. So
Right.
he can almost essentially leave his mark, but a little bit better than he could leave his mark in Houston.
Yeah, because in a sense they're probably more along in the development phase as having more of a complete team than the Texans are.
And why wouldn't the 49ers want to take Mariota off their hands? Just in case Trey Lance gets hurt, right? Mariota is a mobile quarterback. He almost plays the same style that they would want a Trey Lance, but Trey Lance obviously looking at a higher scope of level. So, all right. So realistically, 2 places: Atlanta, Tennessee, the Giants and Houston. Which, talk about it now, because nobody's talking about it now, and that's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah.
Nobody is talking about this, and he's gonna go to one of these 4 places. It's just a matter of time.
Yep, 100%.
Now-
But we have 2 to get the deal done because ideally you want him with that team before training camp
Yes,
or
Well-
by training camp.
but what they're trying to shop it as is San Francisco's gonna try to like chop it up as is they're gonna let Trey Lance do what he does, right?
Okay.
But if he plays shitty, right, they may throw Jimmy back out there. Try to run from there. And basically, if they like what they see from Trey Lance in like that first 8 weeks, then you trade him to a team that's desperate and in need. Right? Like, fuck it. Let's just say Dallas. Say Dak breaks his leg again.
Unfortunate, but yeah.
He's a proven veteran. Why wouldn't you? Just an example.
Right.
So his value would be very high. Now I would like you said, I would like to see him go before training camp starts or whatnot. You right?
Okay.
But pay attention, people. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, something's gonna pop.
One of those 4 teams are gonna make something happen. Now, like we talked about it, and you can mark us on it when you watch it later. because we're gonna be the only ones here that said it. Because nobody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about an alignment and the shit that we brought up. We didn't even want to bring this shit up. This is what NFL.com gives you as news.
Yeah.
So think about that. And remember, people, it's been real. It's been fun. But it has been real fun. Have a good night. Have a good week. We'll see you.